purr. I feel alive if I said that.
So, as Amber said to the mimic, what are you doing on my desk?
It's so cute!
He's just so happy to eat your hand.
All right.
He's not going to eat your face.
We should be good now.
Yes.
Yay! Should be in the operative.
Hopefully good now.
So, well,
Might have to. Alright,
Oh, you
I'm
took
going to
it
go back
back.
to OBS because I'm using Streamlabs at the moment. It just seems to be weird.
Oh, as soon as we
What does
came
that
on,
mean
we're
happens
opening
to the
the
phones?
mimic thing.
Sorry, talking to my landlord. Or my ex-landlord, technically.
Tell
Nick.
me busy and talk to him later.
Oh, she asked if they fixed the stair.
Nick, you go to here. No, here.
Almost. Other side
Other
of
side.
the
there you
I don't know.
professionals that we are.
go. Absolutely.
Alright, where was I?
Professional skills.
You were just saying that we leveled up.
Alright. Just make life easy. Can you just make cells all level 20 and we'll just finish this shit off, alright?
Alright then.
That's going to take a while. I mean, like, I'm bad at maths.
That's a lot of
I
spells.
want to make a joke about overly powerful characters in Althea, but I'm not going to.
Believe me,
It had the miniatures on.
believe me, the pain is there.
Then we kill all 5 Tarasques in one shot. The end.
I thought there was only one Tarask.
Exactly.
There's the vampiric demon dragon version though.
Yes.
We have a new member joining our party, Mont E. Hall.
Yeah, Monty. Oh. Alright. I love
get it.
technical difficulties.
Yes.
It makes the day so much more fun.
It does.
At least the wheel didn't fall off your computer.
Yeah, that's true. It's done that before. I shouldn't attach him in the first place.
And you didn't press the wrong button on the mixer again.
Oh,
Yeah,
this
that's
button!
No.
No, like, how does one get 2 busted tires in a row?
Calm down.
What? I know something that'll cheer up.
No!
Wait, who got 2 busted tires?
You did.
One of my tires inverted itself.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it for now.
Later.
You
Later.
just got 2 flat tires while going to get me.
The other one just went flat. I had to put my air in it. Just
This is what happens while I'm at work.
look. I had an
Everything goes
adventurous day. I'll have to catch you up on it later. It's been a
big
day.
What
Been
a
a day.
mess.
Been a day.
Alright. Good, I'm green. Can't see green. Hang on. I'm just so out of it at the moment, just trying to get all this fixed up. I'm just like, where am I again? Welcome to the Salted Dragon Tavern, where a bunch of us LARPers play D&D in Althea. Pull up a chair, grab a drink, and listen to us play some D&D.
Get into some
Get into
shenanigans.
shenanigans. Alright, well, let's go through our usual announcements page, see if there's anything that we need to sort of go about. As you all know, tickets are already going away for Quest.
Have they
Or
sold any?
Blood and Gold.
Yeah, for Blood and Gold, sorry.
The
Have
first
they
one
sold
is-
any?
Yeah, it's sold heaps.
Oh, okay.
I think they've sold the first 200.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, wow. Nice.
this far out, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But they were
They
also
always
the
expect
cheaper
it.
ones.
Seeing as we got proper warning, it has helped.
Yes, it has helped, yes. I will be starting up the table talks on the 20th of November. It should be a Tuesday night, and we'll be starting with a bunch of people talking about Warhammer itself a little bit, based around the actual game for Blood and Gold. So it should be interesting.
All these people and Mick.
And all these people in Mick.
I'm there, I'm representing the ignorant people and asking the questions they would ask.
God bless you, Tim. We need that.
There is also the Ballarat Swordcraft are running their own weekend event,
That's right, they are.
which is not talking with someone there. It's not technically set in Althea or Blood and Gold,
Yeah, it'll just be basically their
but
own
you
game.
can have characters from either. But it's not a canonical sort of game. But it's a Friday to Saturday game in February next year. $60, maximum 200 tickets. So it should be a really good event.
Yeah, sounds awesome.
At trial?
They've got
They've got a
a
different-
property somewhere.
Yeah.
No, I can't.
On the 2nd of December, I will not be here as a Dungeon Master. One of the other players is going to do it one-off and hopefully not screw it up too much.
It'll be a fun adventure, and if not, it might be a fun crash and burn.
It's going to be a crash and burn, to be honest,
And
guys.
if it
It's gonna
goes
be a
really
fun
terrible,
one.
we'll be like a TV show and just say dream sequence.
You just come back and we'll have like maxed out gear.
Yeah,
That's
Something
way
you
too
draw
easy to
on.
get rid of.
Just make up new characters.
Suddenly you stumble into a cache of
I'm
magical
going to be.
weapons.
I'm going to be dumping magic items.
No,
left,
it's fine.
right, and
If-
center.
Yeah.
If the whole
Sword of plus 5 fire
Yeah.
damage.
no, this is how you handle it.
P90
If the whole
with
party
exploding
wipes,
rounds.
Tim's going to start running Stargate D20.
Yeah.
I still actually run it as
Just give me a P90, I'm
D&D
good.
version, but yeah.
Just-
Anyway, so let me finish that off.
You're
On the
gonna take
2nd
three.
on the 2nd of December, I said I will not be here as a dungeon master. Someone else will be from this group will be becoming a dungeon master for a once-off, not with the same group. And I will be being a dungeon master somewhere else. I'm part of the Melbourne Film Festival. We haven't got the full details yet, but we'll be having several tables out in Lido Theatres in Hawthorn. Where there'll be $15 tickets, and with that $15 you're actually buying yourself a seat at one of these tables. Either get yourself a group together or you can come as individuals. And there's only a certain amount of tickets available. It's mostly designed for a lot of new people because they're mostly once-offs, and see how we go. I'm running a sort of underworldy sort of D&D group.
So
Oh,
we shouldn't
surprise,
cheese.
surprise.
Well, I thought everyone else was going to do like more traditional style D&D games. One of the other guys is also doing a heist.
You know what would be great? You do a heist, and he does a mission where you have to defend an objective
I-
against a heist.
We'll get more advanced in the future when we figured it all out.
So what you're saying is don't show up and steal all the tables.
Yeah, if you want to, you
Oh.
can. But it's better off if you haven't played D&D before, or are new to D&D, or you don't currently have a group, and you come along and have a bit of fun, because it's just about learning more than anything else and getting into it. If you've never played D&D, like you guys have played, there's no point in you guys coming along, unless you really want to. I mean,
Unless you want
can
to torment you.
Yeah.
You torment me every day, so it's just knowing you people
Ow.
just torments me.
Aren't we the best?
Yes, they are the best.
I'd say it hurt, but the truth
I'm like,
does
oh,
hurt.
I know someone
Give me
else I
some
can.
vanilla cock.
Hello!
This stream features
There is
adults
a- is that the
using
normal
adult
one?
language.
Huh?
You have been warned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
other big black cock.
It's the other
You
big
see-
black cock.
Now with white.
He's trying to wean himself
Big
off the
black
cock
cock.
diet.
Now with white.
Yes.
Tim, I
got white-
don't think it's
white
gold
rib.
colour on Facebook.
White edge. Yes,
So it was
that's right.
really,
So the link
weird.
should
Yesterday I was
White
talking
round.
to a guy at a party,
As
and
in,
he said
we
for
have
$2,000 he'd lose an eye. And I'm like,
No, but
that's,
if you
that's a
follow
pretty
that
low
link,
price
we'll
to
take
go
you to the
blind
live
in one
stream.
eye. And he's like, yeah, I'd take that.
upcoming
So-
event.
Oh.
Sounds like he just wants to be blind.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, but like, how much?
Does he pay before or
It
after?
has, I've seen it before.
Yeah, he gets paid.
So,
Alright.
any other announcements?
Any other announcements? Anyone got anything going on? No, you're all crap. Alright.
Wow. I'm learning to fly.
Oh yeah.
I haven't crashed and burned yet.
Yeah. How is
Can
that
you let me fly for a
LSD?
minute before you have to land?
Wait, are you going to do better than the guy that crashed into your building?
I have knife hands.
Hello, Romney. Welcome back, Romney. Good to see you back, Romney.
Yes.
Oh, it's my dungeon.
Hello, welcome
Actually,
back.
there is probably one other thing I would like to say, because I know particular people do actually watch this after we do the stream. Because I was having a talk with a couple of people on Friday, and I was quite just happy with this, the little things that just happened. They're just really happy with it. Like one particular group of people said, as a couple, they when they get together, when they got time, when they're not working and stuff like that, that they get together and they watched every episode we've done so far. I was really happy about that.
So
Yeah.
nice of them.
So it's bingeable content.
Thank you.
Yeah, bingeable content. Yeah.
Bingeable content. We're
And they're
meeting
like- they're waiting
all
every
of the
week and-
success criteria of Netflix.
Without the subscription cost.
Yeah, I know.
Although, you can subscribe if you want to.
We're not
Stand
sure
down,
how
yes.
much it is. It might be somewhere between $6, $5, and $10.
And we worked out it was depending whether you go through the app or the...
Yeah. But it's also then you got to exchange rates, because it's all the prices are American.
Nah.
But for
It's
some amount of
potatoes.
money.
But it doesn't have the Australian tax.
Good point. Very good point.
So it's $5 US for everybody else and like $50 US Russ. Yeah, it doesn't have that.
Good.
Wait, 50.
Shipping and handling fee.
It's the Australian.
Shipping and handling fee for online content.
Yeah, not joking.
How much it seems
Not even joking. Have you never been on Steam in your entire life?
That's pathetic.
Yeah, true.
That's stupid.
Sorry, no, I've never caught on that.
I bought a game because it was on sale. It was normally $70. It was on sale for $50. And I'm like telling my mate in America, I'm like, man, you should get it. And he's like, yeah, it's $20. I'm like, oh, you've got an incredible sale. He's like, no, it's not on sale. I'm like, yay, Australia.
Yeah.
Sigma's,
Australia taxed.
Which was
Sigma's
great
is
because I
Australia.
messaged the company about it because this was back before I knew about the whole taxes and everything. So I messaged the company about it, messaged Steam about it, went back and forth a few times, and then they just gave me a free copy of
already bought it on
Mass Effect 2, so I didn't care.
You still have to pay extra
Ah.
US. Yeah.
Someone I know just put a thing up on Facebook that he's working on the next edition of Warhammer Fantasy role-playing game.
Can I
Really?
have some of that?
I'll contact him about turning up on Tuesday.
Who's this?
That's a good idea.
Who's this?
That would be
I
fun.
hasn't been involved in LARP scene for ages.
That's not. Now the
I'm
next Tim
interested
talk
in that.
isn't for 2 Tuesdays. Is
Yeah,
it?
Yeah.
20th, so we're
Yeah.
still a little bit off yet.
Oh, these are good.
Chris just had one.
If anyone's actually seen the video yet, because I got a sneak peek of it, Will.
Okay, shout out to Cole's original corn.
Oh my god.
There's no added MSG.
There's a
What
great
are you?
there's
No
a great
showing.
scene just before a fade to black where Chris just yells cheese and then just cuts.
Oh, you're in the edited video, so oh god, it's a terrible edit. I apologise in advance.
No,
But
it's great.
it's
I'm just gonna
functional.
get that on loop. Cheese, cheese, cheese.
But just before it goes to the break, in the edit, it does. It has someone being all like, yeah, thank you, but, and then Chris going, cheese, as he walks out the door. It's great.
Nice.
I need to snippet that and then work out how to make it a
Ringtone.
No,
icon for.
So,
Mm.
are we going to play the Dungeons and Dragons?
We probably should.
Yeah, especially
No,
since
no,
this
I
is
think-
go live.
I don't know if I'm mentally prepared for this.
Well, you shouldn't be mentally prepared.
Alright.
Mantle is something you put across your shoulders. Yeah?
I thought it was, like...
It's also that.
Well, you guys just keep talking, guys. That's right. Just keep talking.
Alright, set the scene, please.
Roll for
I want to
initiative.
I
play
need
some
you guys to be
Dungeons and
quiet so I
Dragons.
can.
So what we should do is, when we're on the ship, all our characters should play a role-playing game to make it really meta.
I want to be the pretty siren.
With that voice, please.
Boy.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Imperius is gonna play a barbarian. Battle Rage a barbarian.
Yep. Who hates
All I've got in my head,
Hates
Hogwarts
books.
bullies.
Hates books.
all I've got in my head now is, come on, love, come over the ship. Come off the ship, come visit me on my rock.
Come on, love. I'll give you some durries if you
Alright.
come overboard.
Let us start Sunday nights. That's hopeless.
Yes, we are.
I blame Pop Lord over there.
I really need you guys to come on maybe 3-4 hours early just so you can get this all out of your system.
Are you
doesn't stop.
insane?
It doesn't
After 3
stop.
hours of sugar high will be worse.
I was going to say, you're just glutton for punishment at that point.
Keep calm and carry on.
Tim, it doesn't stop.
That's
3 or
true.
4 hours of this just turns into 7 or 8 hours of this. It doesn't stop. It just
So what we
keeps
should
going.
do is actually just get a bottle of whiskey and have the musical episode.
Oh shit.
Just wait for sleep deprivation to hit her, and then it gets really interesting.
Only 1 bottle of whiskey?
Each.
Much better.
Actually, yeah, a 24-hour continuous live stream.
Oh.
One
I'll do it.
session.
I'll do it.
I'm down for this, but I will pass out at some point.
Yeah, I'm down for it, but I'm bringing a tent.
Alright. Let's do it.
24 hours.
We'll organise it.
Now.
But for now, yes. Oh! Where am I kid?
Wasn't it in your Billy Spook?
3 months at sea has seen the warmer spring days turn slowly into sweltering summer heat. Mildly offset by travelling closer to the frozen wastes as Arctic winds slowly drift down the coast. Exposed skin that started burning red slowly turned to light browns as the months wear on. Cracked lips went from an annoyance to just being part of the trip. Scales of those not given the soft skin start to even show signs of minor discoloration as the sun slowly bleaches everything it touches. As the ship moves up the coast towards Leonis, it is about midday when you start to see the familiar outline of the port walls of the docks. From this distance, you can see the walls are lined with a few towers and the tops of the walls containing wooden galleries for archers. The walls themselves that surround the docks are a dull yellow in colour, and not the expected grey granite stone. One commonality of it all is the fact that sections of the stone have fallen into the sea, and the galleries, in some places, hang loose and in spots needing repairs. It looks as if it's been some time since someone's done any repairs around this particular place. The sandstone dock walls take up most of the view of the city, where only a few tall mast ships can be seen poking over the top. The towers show cannons poking out of the holes in the stonework in the upper towers, a stark contrast of new technology put inside slowly crumbling towers. The ship you're on makes its way around the walls to the open entrance to the docks. The harbour is quite large, and you can see it has to be to accommodate for the immense amount of sea vessels that are docked in the place. You spot the long, slender, angular ship of a design used by the Elder. A couple of blocky ships with huge bronze rams on the front, typically built from the navy of the Ravenna. Some galleons take up large berths in the port, and you can see that the couple are set for war, brimming with what looks like 60 cannons aside, while other galleons are more fitted for merchant transports. There is even a large ship of Changqua with the telltale square bamboo rigging, otherwise known as a junk. Summerport itself is a sprawling collection of stonework buildings with what appears to be shingled slate roofs. Maplewood doors appear to be the common denominator, matching the abundant trees seen sailing up the coast. Even during the day, large bronze braziers dot the wall and docks for light sources, some of which seem to burn more of an arcane orange yellow than utilise any particular fuel source. As the ship you're on turns and heads into the dock, you get a closer glimpse of the city itself. The typical rotting fish smell first to sailors as you get closer. You notice an abundance of dock workers moving crates, boxes and other large containers from ship to warehouse. Dockmasters stand around and have words with ship captains and local guards. Various small market stalls are set up along the wall buildings that line the docks, and foreign creatures of all types attempt to sell passerbys their wares. But the stark contrast is knowing that used to be the lands of the noble Bretons. The red and blue is now non-existent, replaced with their conquerors of the black and yellow of the kingdom of Mousillon. What is more notable is the little changes in the feel of the new owners. If you were to ask anyone what that was, no one could give you a definitive answer. But it was like the city had become worn and weary, run down and ever slightly slow ramshackle. As the ship slows down as it approaches the pier, it becomes more evident of the decay that starts to set in. Piles of refuse can be seen building up in corners, and the smell mixing with the sea smells. The banners of Mousillon are faded and ripped in some parts, as if they were put up years ago and took over there and been there ever since. Slate from the roof tiles are piling up with the other refuse, and buildings so large holes in roofs and parts of walls have crumbling and left where they are. Broken down carts and other devices are left discarded in the streets, and you're even sure there's probably maybe a body or two laying amongst the refuse. The glory days of Bretons and Summerport seem to have passed, and is now truly the domain of Mousillon. A second wall from the docks to the inner city blocks most of the view of the inner city. Unlike the docks, there appears to be more than one entry point that leads to the streets of houses and shop fronts, sprawl out into the cobblestone pavements. Down one of the entrances, you can see in the distance a towering building built in your classic cathedral style. Massive banners of Mousillon draped from the upper towers and pennants are hung from almost every available space. To the left of the towering building, you can see the peaks of the tower of another building that seems to be even towering further higher than the cathedral. Its grandeur only blocked by the dock walls. Along the walls of the docks themselves are temporary market stalls made with a mix of linen cloth for shade and wooden frameworks that are easy to put up and take down. With a small jolt, the ship lurches to stop as the ropes pull on pier pylons and bring it to a halt. Crew lash extra ropes to the dock, and the ship is ready for departure.
It's not very nice. It's got this. What is that smell?
Smells like home.
And it
Well,
smells like
not quite.
home.
A little bit more fishy, but you know, not the same thing.
Land! Sweet land! I just jump off the ship and find the nearest patch of dirt I can and start making dirt angels.
Except there's not really much dirt in this area because it's mostly
Make
fish.
refuse angels.
refuse angels. Yes.
I was going to ask if
No
there
one's
was
gonna go to the good for
any
a while.
Alright.
like sunken Breton ships, you know, giant carved potatoes under the water.
Instead of jumping over the ship, I'm going to put the gangplank down first.
The gangplank's pretty much always already been
cool.
put down by the crew themselves.
Yeah, alright.
If they've lashed it off, there's.
I'll just walk down onto the docks.
You walk down onto the docks, yes.
Yeah.
I'll follow suit.
The captain is still up at the top part of the ship as it comes to the dock and comes down to meet you. I hope you like the trip. It's been a pleasure. We shall be sailing around this particular part of the world for quite some time. We've, since it's taken most of the time for the summer to get here, we've decided that we're going to do a few smaller, shorter trips in this area to make some of our losses back. The trip has been exciting, to say the least. But we appreciate the help with those storm devils, is what we've been calling them. And if we are back here at some particular point in time, then by all means look us up. And if we need to travel to another particular place that suits your needs, then perhaps we could do something, my friends. Until then, goodbye.
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 It was most interesting.
I pull a piece of like potato peel from my hair and just sit up and go, bye!
I'm standing over Rowan at this point, like.
Heading over to Amber's.
Almost immediately as the ship docks into the pier, there's a crew of people sitting on the pier itself. As soon as the gangplank gets put down and people have walked off, they start walking on and immediately already putting more gangplanks down and starting to already haul all the crates that they've got on the ship and then hauling them down into the city, into the warehouse areas, just on the other side of the walls here.
I think we should find a tavern that is not stinky. My perfumes are almost run out.
Yes. Amber, if this is what your home smells like, remind me never to go there.
Why ever for?
I'll remind myself.
Vomit, fresh vomit outside a tavern smells better than this shit.
No, it doesn't.
Oh yes, it does.
Vomit tastes all taste.
This is not
Smells awful.
This is
It
not the
tastes
test
awful
we need
too.
to find an answer to. We do
I
not
mean,
need
it
proof.
smells a lot more fishy here, but it has a, the similar ring of home.
Yolan, like, had all of his stuff already. He literally just walks off into the town, like, deep in thought.
Okay.
He just disappears.
Mm-hmm. You start walking off, yep.
While all of these are fighting.
Now he's knee deep
we,
in muck.
should we be following him?
No.
I'm going to extend a hand down to Ron and go, come on, friend, we need to get you up out of there.
Yeah, I'll
Do we want to
climb
see
up
whether,
and just, like,
whether
shake
there
it
is a Salty Dragon Tavern here? I hear it is a franchise.
It's going to be like Pokemon every time you go in, it's just another Mary.
No, this one's
Mary's twin cousin.
dairy?
Mari.
No, it's the
Harry?
Mary, it's
They
Mary.
are
Oh no,
cousins.
it's like Tula, Sula, Dula.
And a guppy. That's an old
I was going to say,
reference there.
Jesus. We're showing alright.
Rayleigh just breathes out with a heavy sigh and just goes, remember why we're here.
Why are we here again?
Let's go visit an alchemist and see if we can follow the trail.
The druid's friend.
Oh, yes.
Yes, the druid friend.
You know the whole thing about possibly trying to kill everyone in the
They
world?
seemed
That-
diseased.
That does feel like a long time ago.
I'm
It
gonna.
was a
Is
long
there many
time
people
ago.
around?
Sorry?
Many people
There's
around.
heaps of people around.
Any less busy than others?
There's heaps of people who are less busy. You've even got,
Many
do a
items.
perception roll actually now that you're having a look around.
12.
He shits himself.
As you're looking around, you see an immediate entrance into the city. The closest one that you are from the pier that you're at is a stall, and to the right of the entrance, and there's a tabaxi who seems to be there. Every once in a while, hassling anyone who's walking by the looks of things, trying to sell wares or something like that.
They have wares if you want the coin.
I'm
It's
actually going to head over to the tabaxi and just say, how you doing?
Oh, welcome, welcome. What brings you to my little shop? Would you like to have a look at one of my things to buy?
Depends. Are you an alchemist?
That is a very straightforward question, but no.
Let's picture him walking down the street. Are you an alchemist? What are you? You? Are you an alchemist? Hey,
Pretty
I
much.
saw you there. Are you an alchemist?
Charisma -2.
I poke my
He's as charismatic as I am
I
wise.
poke my head up behind Rayleigh and just start going. Trying to communicate with the UFO
I'm
cat.
just going to like elbow you sharply between the ribs.
I'm gonna grab Rowan and drag him away a bit, and be like,
What's
I
your
don't
name,
believe
Fred?
they speak the same as cat.
But they're so similar looking.
Yes, they are.
It doesn't make any sense.
It is quite peculiar.
But we do not speak the same as monkeys.
I believe you just broke his brain.
Rowan may be on this for a while.
I'd be asking, what is a monkey?
Would you like to buy some wares? Have a look at what I have here and perhaps purchase something.
Is that Wes with a Z or Wes with
Um,
an S?
I'm actually going to have a look. What's he got?
He's got a whole heap of different sort of basic trinkets, like, you know,
I don't want
bone
any of that.
combs or
I don't want
something.
any of that cheap imitation shit from the 9 Deserts.
What you? Yes, the cheap imitation shit from the 9 Deserts is not good. The good stuff from the 9 Deserts is best.
Yeah, no, it's more the opium trade that's worth it, right?
That's not
The
business. That is
alchemical
not
chocolate.
business. That is hobby.
Alchemical chocolate.
So just
Have you had the 9 Deserts liqueur?
Can you two do me a perception roll? I'm assuming you guys have all sort of started to congregate around this
I'm
particular
actually gonna-
conversation because you've got
Yes.
nothing else to do. And
Can
it's
I-
on the way anyway.
I kind
12.
of want to prod around his wares as well, sort of from the side. Not quite as straightforward as these guys.
8,
12.
12. You guys are hopeless.
We don't notice the Thieves Guild sign?
Correct.
I knew exactly what we were rolling for.
18. Oi, what's the thing?
That is necklace.
Necklace? Like for Nick?
Yes.
It is ornament.
Are there any actual animals nearby, like
Rats?
beasts of burden or anything?
There's livestock, so you're seeing particular ships further off and another pier. Sheep coming off and cows coming off.
Okay.
They look a bit stringy because they've been at sea for a while.
Oh, that's not good at all. No, that's really mean. I'm going to go and have a chat with them and try and get used to the dialect.
Feed the skinny one
So which
3
ones-
good berries.
What are you talking to?
A cow.
Moo. I says moo.
Hello.
Are you here to milk me? You look like you got warm hands.
Oh, that's right. Cows are very nice. Would you like one of these? Like, hold out a good berry.
And like a tongue of the cow just comes out and starts looking a good berry. Yes.
You're cowable.
Cow.
You're a good girl, aren't you? It's like, give lots of cow pats.
Cow pats, huh?
Cow pats.
Cow pats come out the other end.
Yes! Lots of cow pats, but the good
Hey,
kind of cow
collect the
pats.
manure. I can use it for smoke bombs.
Okay. I'm going to actually talk to the tabaxi and
Okay.
I'm going to ask him, would you recommend an alchemist around here?
You want an alchemist, do you?
No, I want a tavern. He wants an alchemist.
A tavern I can do very easily for you. There is, just on the other side of this wall, there is the Blue Barracuda.
This was my thought. Is it run by a lovely woman named Art?
It is run by a woman, yes, but not Art, no.
Is that next to the Pink Panther?
Are you having a go at my background?
I am not. No, this is how I speak.
I'm talking to you, not to the rug.
That is a very good tavern for what you want to do. You want to drink and relax after you've
Had a storm at sea.
done your stuff at sea.
It's getting very wet in this street.
It's just really loud.
These
I'm
dogs
struggling
are
to
moist.
concentrate, that's
It's
all.
high tide.
Get
And
it
an
out.
alchemist tabaxi?
An alchemist. There is various alchemists in the area. Perhaps you won't want to go to the market area up in the northern part of the city.
Thank you.
Which of the jewelries that you have here is the best fake?
Smile comes across your face. Whiskers sort of twitch a little bit. If you want a fake particular bit of jewelry, I assume, then this particular item right here is very good, my friend.
Select through a couple of rings and a headbandy sort of thing to tie hair back.
Oh.
Yeah, some sort of.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. There's a few gaudy sort of really low level rock rings, like
Yep.
a bloodstone ring type thing.
Yep.
That you can choose from.
Mm-hmm.
Probably cost you like $10 if you want to grab one. They're pretty good.
10 gold, please. I am not some sort of. Not someone who just walked off a ship, you know.
My friend, I'm pretty sure you did.
Not at those prices. Perhaps 7. 7 gold I could perhaps do.
7 gold would do a persuasion roll.
16.
7 gold. I will go for 8 gold.
8 gold and that little pouch there. Thrown in as well. Just the linen pouch in the corner.
You drive a hard bargain, my friend, but I shall indulge. Gathers the things together, passes you out, and yeah, gets 8 gold off you.
Guys, the cows here are great. They're so friendly.
They,
Yeah.
they look like they'd be tasty, yes.
Oh, yes. Wait, what?
What? You have not eaten cow?
No!
Oh, then we should not tell you about the stew on the ship.
I turned
Also-
visibly white.
Really? If you need to change your appearance, shiny things draw attention.
That is true. What have you got in the way of gaudy rings as well? I'll have a look.
Perhaps the second best fakes.
Best things. I would help to tell you that my things are authentic.
Authentic fix.
Authentic.
Inside check
you-
on that. I'm
Are you
listening.
putting words into my mouth? These are
Here we go.
authentic rings and necklaces.
I am actually going to take a. Which one is it? It's inside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's inside.
I'm going to take an inside check on that. So I rolled a 3, which becomes an 8, and plus
My
5, so
friend.
13.
These are the most authentic things that could possibly become on this particular part of the docks. I unfortunately rolled a 1.
So I rolled 14.
Yes.
You know he's lying through his teeth.
Also, Rowan just whispered to me, "Hey Amber, you know about stones and stuff," and I'm like, "Oh yeah." So can I check it out?
Yeah, you're still in the rough area, so you just look.
I've been poking around at the
Yeah.
stuff that's there. What am I doing?
You're checking out the rocks. Just roll a investigate.
13.
You have a look at some of the rocks.
Do I get
some of
advantage
the-
on that? Or?
No, just you have a look at some of the rings and necklaces and so on and so forth. About half of them, you reckon, have got really low level sort of semi-precious stones.
Semi-precious?
Yeah, something like that. And a lot of them that you've also looked at that look like they've got something a bit better.
Pseudo-precious.
Also, if you're not got a keen eye, pretty sure it's glass. It looks like kind of like a topaz, yellowy sort of gem on a particular necklace for one of them. A little bit of a closer inspection, you especially notices that it's pretty much glass, yellow glass, and there's a price tag of 50 gold on it.
Okay.
Also, I cast prestidigitation to polish my ring.
Yep. Got a couple of items too that you see in the items on this particular store. Is some of them are also like rocks that are just basically painted.
Right.
Painted well, but fake as anything.
These are nopals.
Yeah, no rules.
I'll turn to Rowan and go, there's a lot of shiny rocks.
Yes, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what all jewelry is.
Have I heard that?
What?
I whispered it to Rowan, so you can do like a perception check to
Alright.
see if you...
16. No, 17. No, 16 because it's in bit.
Yep, that's enough.
Well,
You can
try-
kind of-
try-
Right, so I've heard
Um,
that they're crap.
And I'll turn
Yeah.
to Rowan and say, no, not that kind of shiny rock. Like, decorative. No, that doesn't help. Fake.
Oh. Wow.
So, having known he's lying and overheard that, I'm just going to go,
But lots of
I'm
costumes
not here
still
for your
fun,
glass
you know?
jewelry.
That's nice.
My jewelry is from the finest corners of Althea, my friend.
I'm sure it is. It takes a skilled workman to make something quite so fake.
Are you accusing me of having fake items?
Please, I'm just being
It's
honest.
from all corners of the globe.
I'm just gonna... Amber being oblivious, mind you, that
My friend.
she's just gonna go into like, no, it's real glass. To the topaz one. It's real glass.
I recognise that, Amber, thank you. I'm after some real jewellery.
Ah, real jewelry. Then perhaps you have to go to one of the jewelers in the market area.
Okay. Have a good day anyway then.
No, Rowan, we had this conversation as we're walking.
Do it inside roll.
Okay.
He seems...
I was gonna say, do a reflex save.
Inside. 13.
All you see is you do that quick turn to her and do the meow. She's like eyes just sort of like squint at you and give you that look.
Oh.
Tail flicks.
Tail flicks, yeah. Tail flicks a little
What?
bit.
The look of
Agitation.
you're a crazy person?
And then like
No, she's irritated.
I have claws.
But we're already walking off and I'm leading Rowan away. Of like,
Quick.
Have I...
we've had this
Again, have I
conversation,
noticed
Rowan.
I'm sorry, it's so convincing. It's hard.
Yes, but they're not cats.
Okay.
No.
I mean, like,
Okay.
I'm so making tabaxi if that beer has to accent.
we can find some cats, I'm sure, somewhere. I mean, you can have conversations with them, but maybe
No,
don't
but
talk to the people
Remember,
as
if
if
the
they're
party
cats.
wipes, we're all Dragonborn Rangers.
Yes.
I've started walking north to the market district.
you head towards the open entrance between the two walls that heads into the main city itself. You notice that there are two city guard lining both sides of the actual entrance area here. They're not soldiers of Mousillon, but they are definitely armed and they definitely look like they're being really bad guards. They're just standing around and got their pikes, leaning on their pikes, looking just like bored, watching.
So they're from Estra then.
Hmm?
This is from Estra then. Just town guard.
You having a go?
And a go? A go at what? There's no games here.
I've got my eye on you.
Just one. Where's the other one?
I think he fell asleep.
You're making fun of his
You're
lazy eye.
You're lucky I couldn't be fucked. Because I rolled a 1. Just move along. Move along.
Move along, nothing to see.
Move along.
Can't see my
Before I
foot
stuck this pike up your fucking ass.
I was get a stupid load to do that.
Perhaps we should not provoke them.
My short
It would
friend.
not be good to
Let's
try
go
and
find
encourage
that
them.
tavern that you wanted to find.
You're lucky I keep rolling fucking low. The care factor.
You're gonna have a jailbreak as our first thing in Mousillon.
I'm okay with this.
Are we as a very like diverse cast attracting attention from
Yeah, we would be. We're
general
large.
populace?
Because you guys are on the docks currently, and as you said, you've seen ships of elder design here. You've seen ships from Ravenna. Ravenna.
And it's
You see the Wargallians. You see there's almost every possible thing you can possibly see here. You'll see a lot of tieflings. You see a few Goliaths here and there, dwarves, elves, half elves, everything you possibly think of. This is a cultural pot. This place, and Summerport itself is one of the major ports in.
It's a racial
Lena's.
king's cup.
Racial king's cup. Lena's is a major port. It's in. It's on the eastern coast of Eris, which means it basically faces out across that big sea, heading out towards to the farther past east.
Middle Sea Northwest.
Yeah. So for that particular reason, all sorts of people dock here, and you've pretty much got every ship, every person you can think of is here. Some more humans, of course. There's more humans here than anyone else. But other than that, yeah, everyone. It's everyone.
Is their clothing rather distinct among the humans who are obviously natives of Mousillon, or
Not really.
areas, or-
Everyone's just kind of wearing the sort of same. You're in the dock still, so it's mostly labourers. So we're
Yeah.
talking like just
Potato sacks.
potato sacks.
No.
No, it's just just wearing pants and wearing shorts. It's also summer, so a lot of them just having very loose
Loose,
shirts, tied up in the upper
So,
arm type thing.
Are we going to assume that it's like the Breton and Mousillon sort of 14th century style?
Yes. Yeah.
That sort of cut and...
What
Yeah.
day is it?
Why do you have to ask such questions?
It's Sunday. We're always here on Sunday.
So we're not here on Wednesday, yeah? It's no one's
Yeah, it's not his birthday. That's one of those.
I've never actually established a date system for this, so let's say it's Thursday.
Oh, I love Thursdays.
Alright, then we've got a whole week before it's.
Oh my god, it's Thursday.
Well, we don't know whether
Oh,
he's in
God.
this city.
That is true.
Unless all barons celebrate their birthday.
Whole
He's
barons
no
of
longer a
Muslim.
baron.
He is here.
He's here.
Oh.
And he will be forever.
I was say, wasn't he a count?
He became
He
a count and
became
became a high
Became a
king.
count.
Yeah.
He was
We're not
originally
up to
Baron,
that
then he
time,
became
mate,
Count,
yet.
then he became High King.
Very exciting.
And then he possibly died.
I mean, never mind.
So how high did he get?
Real high.
Now let's go to the market.
High elf high.
I've
I
We don't
also
talk
want to
about Green
endeavour to
Camp.
find an alchemy place because I want to buy more supplies.
Perhaps we should find some place to put gear. Because
Like a
carrying it
Devon?
around is heavy, yes.
Like a Devon?
Yes, something which has accommodation.
Maybe we need to a mule
And you?
or an ass.
Whatever happened to our asses?
We sold them.
Yeah.
We did, yeah.
We sold our asses in the previous town.
So I assume you were heading to the Blue Barracuda because it's the only tavern you've been told about.
Yeah.
Okay. As you approach the tavern, you can see the similar roof, door, and brickwork that's so prominent everywhere else. The roof contains a gaping hole into what appears to be the upper section where some of the rooms are. From here, it appears there are even patrons using these rooms with the open air and set up woolen blankets like lean-tos inside the exposed rooms. The right eastern wall of the tavern seems to have fallen, but only a few inches to the building next to it. It now leans up straight against the adjacent building and settled there over time. Despite the building looking like it's on its last legs, the place is bustling with patrons and activity. Drunken sailors sprawl out across the gutter of the streets out front. Every once in a while you can hear the smashing of glass and a cheer or yell from inside. Standing at the door of the establishment is a huge minotaur with his arms crossed. He mostly just eyes patrons as they go in and out. Once in a while he puts his hand up to stop a patron, looks them over, huffs with a small snort, and either pushes them back or lets them through.
Not coming in with those sabotons.
Oh, God.
Perhaps we can find a more dignified establishment.
Yes, a roof would be good.
What's wrong with this place?
It has no roof.
No, it has a roof. It just has a hole in it.
More than one.
But guys, there's a cow working the door.
It's not a cow. My friend, feel free to tell him he's a cow.
This is not
Do
a
it,
good
do it. No, do it. I need entertainment.
I'm amazed you haven't called him a lizard yet.
But ask if he's a cow, no bull.
And then to say, don't have a cow, man.
There is something you need to understand.
Yes.
Animals and animals and people are people.
Mm-hmm.
This is not always the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure you understand that?
No.
Just because they look like an animal, that doesn't make them an animal.
Okay.
Unless they're a druid, in which case they are an animal, in which case it gets a little bit confusing.
No,
but that's not the,
but they are not an animal. They are just taking the shape of one.
Yes,
So-
but in that moment they are an animal.
They
So-
do not act like one. They do not
I'm still walking
speak
around
like
town,
one.
I need
They
to
do
follow
not
them.
exist as one.
I mean, they do for
form-
that period.
Form is different to mind.
I'm not going to be doing anything with you for a while.
So
Yeah,
don't
that's
try
right.
and
This is not
talk
split
to the cowman as if you were a cow.
You probably don't want to call him cowman. I mean, like, you can if you want to be entertaining, but you might want
I'm
to be
gonna
outside.
prepare silence.
I'm okay for a fight.
Okay.
for if he addresses
What
the
is that
Minotaur.
I didn't actually catch what it was.
Minotaur.
I'm just gonna walk away. It's not my problem. Keep heading north.
Well, I mean, it does look very much like a cow.
Right?
Huh?
I don't know.
I have
Do we?
heard stories.
How can he hear any of
Should you guys just a little bit of a distance?
I like
Yeah.
that there's actual
Ron
cat
and I-
noises.
Rowan and I are just like staring at this creature, like,
Just going-
what is it? It's like a bull,
I
but
wish I'd changed my spell to the spell that
No.
really
A-
wanted.
It is like a
Perfect
bull
for
and
the
like a
situation.
man. It is a band.
You know what?
It's a mob.
I'm gonna walk up to this guy.
I'm gonna watch.
I'm preparing silence in case he actually says something to me.
I will approach him and say, hello.
Silence.
Okay, so hello gets out and
Yeah.
then nothing.
Yes.
Oh, this is even worse. I kind of want to cast whole person now.
Rowan, are you okay?
He won't even hear that. He wouldn't even hear that.
I walk
If
backwards.
you're not okay, yell out to us.
I know. He's cast this enough times that I'll leave the silence.
Is it on a space or is it on a person?
space.
He cast on the door.
Yeah,
It's an area.
basically around him. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah. Does it move with him as well?
No.
Okay, yeah.
I'll leave.
That would be too useful.
I'll leave the silence and say, yeah. What was that? Why?
Perhaps we should not ask him if he is a cowman or a bullman. He's a minotaur.
It would have been great if the spell stopped at that point. And perhaps we should not ask him if he's a bull man. You what, mate?
Oh,
Now let's see what semi-racist accent Tim's going to use for the.
I've heard about those.
What do you know? It's a
They
Rastafarian
take
Minotaur.
A bit of offence being called bulls or cows, so
Okay.
that is why they cast silence.
I have a better plan. You could ask him his name
Okay.
and introduce yourself politely.
Can I talk to him now?
So
Hello. My friend just gave me a wonderful suggestion. What's your name?
My name's Fuck Off.
Door? Hello, door.
Is there a sign next to the door?
No.
Okay.
He's just pointing in. The door's open.
Oh,
It's not-
okay.
It's not closed. Right? He's basically just pointing to go into the tavern.
So you don't want to chat?
gonna hurriedly run over and like push him inside. Sorry about him.
Maybe the Minotaur is the fantasy equivalent of like a bear. Just super camp, so he doesn't want to serve. And he's always horny.
Jeez. Okay. I'm apparently now inside this tavern.
Yep, we just pushed you inside. You brought me in here. Great, thanks.
Wait. So we've got a... Is this guy wearing the Minotaur wearing any armor? So no leather armor? I've got to say, because
He's wearing a
the blue barracuda is kind of close to the blue oyster.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a barkeep?
Yes, this is a woman who is serving drinks to people.
Are there any tables free?
This place is quite busy. There
Okay.
are no tables free.
Amber.
Table.
Is
Oh, right. Shield.
There's no shield here because I'm not with you guys.
You can use my shield. I always have my shield.
More of a coffee table now.
I was going to say, it's like one of those bar tables.
Yeah.
It's like tiny, but it's like really low
Shield.
down as well.
And then you hand me the thing. I'm like,
It's small.
One of the things we didn't get to on
Yeah.
the catch up was the fact that they decided as an in-joke that the dwarf would now be the table if they didn't have a table at the tavern. By putting a shield and just holding a shield on top.
You need to have perform shield.
Does this place look nice? Should we stay here?
I mean, there's still a hole in the roof.
what's your issue with holes in roofs?
As you walk into this particular place, you realise that because it's a multi-level thing, so it's not the hole in the roof is not to this particular section. It's more just above it where the rooms are for the night.
The problem with the hole in the roof is that anybody can climb in and take whatever we put in that room.
Ah. But it makes for a
So
good
the-
quick escape.
The
Rowan,
only people who stay in those
what
rooms
is
are
the
ones who
weather
have
going to be
nothing
like
be
tonight?
stolen.
That is an excellent question. I cast Druidcraft to predict the weather here for the next 24 hours.
You think most of the day it's going to be sunny. In fact, it's going to get quite a bit hot. You probably believe that around about 3-4ish, wind will come in, just blowing up more dust, but not really changing the heat so much. Only a slight bit, really. But other than that, that's it.
Today
No
it will
rain?
be sunny, and at
No
night
rain.
it will be moody.
I'll take the room with the hole in it.
Okay.
And watch the stars.
Yes, everyone will shine their
And
eyes.
at dusk it'll be dusky.
Excuse me.
Bonjour!
Oh yes. I've been to
I like to
a while.
apologise for anyone who actually speaks French or from France.
Or for
As
anyone
I
who-
butcher the French language.
Tim would like to apologise to anyone who speaks.
Can we sleep here?
Of course you can, my friend.
Thank you.
Well, we just go for a room.
Perhaps we could get 2 jugs of ale or beer and a pot of tea if you have it.
I'm sure I can do such a thing for you.
Mind you, Amber hasn't been told to stay anywhere, so she's following along with the shield above her head as a walking table.
As you can tell, we are quite busy at the moment.
It's okay, we bring our own table.
Hello.
Either that or perhaps Riley could play dice
Oh.
for someone's table.
So you're
yeah.
a travelling circus then?
No.
What? I don't do no tricks. Unless you want me to smash something, then sure.
Then why do you have a shield on over your head?
She's
I'm a
dead.
table.
That answers it perfectly. How was I ever to know such a thing?
I mean, isn't it obvious?
She's a very good table.
You know, there's no tables, so I'm just helping out my
This
friends.
innkeeper switched from bad French to bad English.
Yeah. Shut up!
If you understand French,
By
make
the end of the
that,
session, it'll be
like,
Greek and it'll be ordering souvlaki's at
and
the
the-
bar.
I'm just gonna like.
Gonna get more
grab one of my
tzatzikis, mate.
skeletons and just put it here. Let you guys do whatever you want. Alright.
Bonjour, mademoiselle.
Bonjour.
Myself and my party companions purchased some rooms for the night.
A room for the night will be for all of you?
All of us except him. I think he wants the one with the view of the sky.
I would, if it's the option, I'll take it.
Well, the one with the view will cost you 1 silver piece for the night.
I shall take that.
And I don't need a bed.
Okay.
Okay, give us the room with the stall for the cow.
I do not think he's planning on being a cow tonight.
I'm this close to watching it.
Into what?
Don't become a horse. Don't become a horse. You know how that ended last time.
I'm not there to slap the elf out of him,
The thing
so...
is, if he becomes a horse, then he can have the stall anyway.
You can have the stable, yeah.
But
Put it
it
back
only
in the
it only
stable.
lasts for an hour.
She doesn't know that.
2 hours actually.
2.
Yes.
Very nice.
It's half my druid level in hours.
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember.
So eventually you can live as any type of animal.
Exactly.
And so stay in that animal shape forever.
I would actually be entirely okay just being in the stables.
Probably makes sense for you, yes it would.
Yes,
Okay.
it sounds great.
As for
that'll
the
be
rest of
weird
you,
if
it would be
If
2
the stable hand comes in to
silver
groom
per
you, then
Okay.
after that you change back to elf. You just go,
So that is 4 of you, so 8 silver.
Can we make it a girl and have some hot water delivered to the
perhaps,
rooms?
was that for the week?
No, for a day.
8 silver for the day, that seems...
For all of you. 2 silver each.
It is busy.
Hmm?
It is busy.
Mm.
Rooms are at a premium. Maybe a little cheap, but still. Unless you wish to go further into town.
Well,
I would
this is
prefer-
one of the finest establishments you will ever get this side of the city.
Is there any restrictions from going into the inner city?
There are no restrictions that I know of. So you're happy to pay for the incentive?
Do we want to stay here? What time of day is it? First thing in the
It
morning?
is
Late
early,
afternoon?
early afternoon.
Early afternoon. Can we put down a 2 silver reserve?
I'm afraid, my friend, I cannot do such a thing. By the end of this evening, I will have this place full.
It's up to you.
I think we should find somewhere else.
Somewhere else? Okay. Pardon, madame, but we shall look further.
But I'm sure we shall return for your entertainment of this fine venue.
Good, good, excellent, excellent.
Where is Rayleigh?
Elsewhere. As is he.
Probably
was-
mid-north of the city.
Oh, you guys just vanished?
He
Yes.
did not follow
Oh,
us
sorry, I
from
thought Rayleigh was
the...
here, so it'll only be 6.
He did not follow us from the jewelry sellers.
Okay.
I said
He's
there's
in
four
the
of us,
stable.
not
I don't
horse.
give it. He was going to just go out the back, go into the stable.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Fine.
It's gonna be great.
Sleep with the horses and
Yeah,
cows.
There's a horse right
that
there.
horse right there.
If there's going to be a voting to go in the stables, I'll say nay.
Fireball.
Don't fireball the stable.
No, him.
Anyway.
But, madame, might you tell us why there is a giant hole in the roof? Everything seems just a little bit.
Check the stream.
That was a mixed joke, I'm sure. They can hear everything with these mics.
What happened?
Mick made a bad nay joke.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
And
we
then,
heard that.
and then someone on the stream's just gone boom.
Yeah.
Thank you for the encouragement.
So yes, why is there a hole in the roof?
You have just not had time and the resources to repair it.
But it is very busy. I assume that means there is some revenue kicking around. Is it like a
It is
building
more about
materials?
it is more about time to actually get these things done.
only somebody had the magical means to.
Need the resources nearby. Yeah. It doesn't just happen.
It's fine. We just take the doors off.
I mean, I could fix the side wall. It's there. It just literally repairs it and puts it back together again.
We just force feed the druid, get him to change into cow form, and then put all the cow pats on the roof to fill in, and just dry it with firebolts.
I mean,
So it's like a thatched roof.
I mean, it would work.
It's a working plan.
I could just grow a tree in the
We're
room.
playing
that has-
Dungeons and
that
Dragons
has the
where we
hole
go
in it.
around and fix people's dwellings with
It's
horse
Shit.
It's
cow
Dungeons,
shit.
it's Dungeons and Dragons Minecraft edition.
Minecraft.
Anyway. Shall we just go for a walk? Like, just like spend the afternoon wandering around and see what we
I
find?
think that perhaps you should choose the Antoine. I think perhaps you should choose the accommodation. You have a familiarity with cooking.
Oui.
Find if there is good food being cooked in any of these places. I am a bit tired of the food on the ship. Let's have a good meal.
Okay.
Turn to the barkeep. Is there a library or any kind of collegium in town?
Yes, there's always a library. There is no collegium here.
Is there an
Would you
alchemist?
point me towards the library?
If you head up into the northern part of the city, as you're heading towards the palace, I believe there is one in that area roughly. It should be too hard to find.
Oh, it was a palace, you guys. That giant building was a palace.
Mademoiselle, might I have a towel?
This is what.
I'm slightly damp.
And this is why we can't have nice things.
Oh, it's okay.
His cock make you moist?
Yes, his cock made me moist.
Lucky it was only vanilla.
Oh
As opposed to the regular one? I'm not convinced that's it.
I can see so many bad things.
Mademoiselle, what is the easiest way to get into the inner city?
You just walk up the main thoroughfares.
Okay. Let us go, my friends.
Okay, let's go.
Maybe return later for our friend here who's going to be looking at the sky.
I'm coming with you.
Oh, you're coming with us. Okay.
So you two have headed up ahead of the rest of the party towards the northern part of the city.
I was heading
Yeah. Wouldn't be surprised if Chris would just pull the whole thing down.
Sorry, guys. Yes, but we're separate.
Yeah. Just to make my life easy.
Yeah. I will have been. The thing is, I will have been taking my time with Paul.
Restarted.
Because I'm deep in thought.
No,
I'm
no,
not
probably
really
had
paying
a
attention. I'm not in a rush anywhere.
Okay.
I'm literally just trudging along through the city.
And I'm hitting main roads, so there's probably a
actually-
chance I'll catch up to him anyway.
Considering it's going to be them for the next bit, do you want to put some more food on?
Where is it? Out to the ridge. You'll see it.
Are they M&Ms? Might I please have some?
Please, may I have some M&Ms?
Please, sir.
You guys start walking up the main streets. You've walked ahead of everyone else, so you're obviously ahead than everyone else. But because you're deep in thought and not really focusing on where you're walking too much and just walking slowly, eventually Rayleigh sort of, at least not meets up with you per se, but you know, Rayleigh sees the back of you in the little bit in the distance.
Is having a dragonborn causing any looks or anything?
It seems to be in this particular place. It's less of an
Mix of
issue.
everyone?
Yeah.
I'm just walking towards the biggest building I saw.
Yep.
What looked like a cathedral.
Yes. You see two as you're heading towards it, and you're about in the middle of the city now. It's a fair walk. It's quite a large city. But as you now into this particular part, there's a bit of a hill that goes down as you're coming from the docks. So it seems like if there was a flood of the sea waters themselves, it would actually probably go over a crest towards the dock, and then start going down the hill, down to the back of the actual city itself. if it would ever happen. So as you're going down the main thoroughfare, you can see both the cathedral with all of the pennants of the Mousillon on it, as well as not too far onto the left of it, you see what looks like a larger building with lots of minarets. I'm not quite sure what it is, but it looks pretty ostentatious compared to everything else. More pennants of Mousillon, so you see the black and yellow. Pretty easy to see the black and yellow pretty much no matter where you're looking from.
Yeah.
When you're in the city.
I just keep heading straight towards the cathedral.
Which one?
The cathedral.
The
So I
cathedral?
imagine that'd be where the town square would be.
Yes. Yep. All right. Yep. You head
That's
towards the
that's my
cathedral.
guess. Is
That's
like
your guess, yeah,
cathedral's
yeah.
normally around town square, so I'm just going to walk towards that.
As I said, you've walked down the thoroughfare as well, because you're walking probably a little bit faster than he is, just because he's in deep thought. You do eventually, halfway through the city, catch up to him. No, you've decided not to...
I won't interact or approach him because I've been on a ship dealing with people for way too long anyway.
Yep.
So I'll just stick around and watch, observe,
Okay.
follow at a distance.
Alright. And you two just walk along and travel towards the northern city. As you get closer to the cathedral, you noticed a couple of things that sort of just put you off a little bit. Probably not put you off, but just noticing something just out of place. That's probably a way of putting it. And you see, as you're going further up towards, especially when as you're heading towards the cathedral, you see all those square stone blocks along the edges of the thoroughfare. And you see either they've just got nothing on them, or every once in a while, like half a foot or a foot of stone, like an actual physical foot, or an armoured foot, or something like that. But the rest of the statue that was obviously standing on this have been removed. And every single one of them you're passing by, and you probably pass down, you're getting closer to the cathedral, you probably pass at least 6, and all of them have just had the statue removed. They're only just the barest of evidence that anything's still left.
Good lady.
As you're getting close towards the actual cathedral itself, you're noticing the same thing on the cathedral. I've actually got a description for it. Some say that the glory of the Lady of the Lake was represented profusely throughout the kingdom. Statues, paintings, and stained glass windows everywhere and anywhere. All of which showed her beauty and devotion to the people and the kingdom of Breton. But none of this exists now. Remnants of statues exist, represented by stone feet standing on a stone block, as if that's all that's being worshipped now. The statues long pulled down, removed ages ago, but no one has been set aside to remove the evidence completely. The temple grounds contain a massive cathedral that still stands this day. The 4 minarets still stand high above the skyline of the city walls. From below, it looks as if at least 2 of them have large holes where slate tiles have fallen, and now home various birds' nests. The large circular holes in each wall high up near to the roof show signs of once containing coloured glass. On the east side, the framework for one of the glass windows still shows. Lady holding a grail and presenting the grail down to the people on the streets. A hollow macabre entity where pigeons have shacked over and ratty nests are placed within crooks of the piece itself. The section where the glow around her head now has a large fat pigeon perched on her head, with no real way of getting it down. Anything of value has been removed from the temple long ago, and you can only imagine its former glory.
Ask the volume to be down again. I can't hear you very well because it's right.
The background audio.
It just creeps up.
It's weird.
It does a bit, doesn't it? It's depending on which one's going for. Let's turn it to the silent medieval town.
Especially when you're doing the descriptions, because you actually lower your tone a little bit.
Fair enough.
I can't actually hear you half the time. Just because it's right in my ear.
I just sort of like sigh and then just start looking around me and like, am I anywhere near like a marketplace or anything? Can I
Do a perception roll.
I see my own as well.
5. I don't perceive anything.
No, I'm on 9.
We're on potatoes today.
mean, even you were rolling bad as well.
You don't know. You don't know where it is.
I keep walking towards the cathedral.
Yep.
Because I figure that's the best place to look.
Is there anyone around that I can ask?
There is a lot of people who are sort of like homeless, beggars amongst this area.
Right. I'll just walk to the closest one, flip him a gold coin, and just say, which way to the market?
Oh, my lord! My lord!
Yes, my lord.
Yes, my lord!
Which way to the market?
Oh, it's over that way, my lord! And he points to sort of basically behind you. So you just travel across a few blocks. It's just a couple of blocks over there.
How far?
Couple of blocks over there.
Right, thank you.
1,738 metres, give or take a few centimetres.
Yolan!
I just sort of huff and keep walking.
That's probably the most money that peasant has ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be great.
Some
He's
cities
probably going to
will-
be killed by
Because
the
he's
other peasants.
probably going to be
Hundred
killed by the other peasant. We were thinking the exact same thing. Like that was a death sentence for that peasant.
You turn around.
Look what I got,
Shank. Start walking to hear that. Dog. Bye.
The sound of a
Just
shanking.
ignore it, couldn't care less. Actually, no.
Completely cause
I turn
disarray in the
around
city.
and have a look.
I do like how
What's
you really
happened?
drew a
I
point.
was joking. Nothing's happened.
Well,
It's just a dog.
got a justice, so if we wanted that to go this path, I'm gonna...
Alright, let's see if anyone actually does do it. So, you turn around
Oh god. It's just a
and you
pile.
see another one of the homeless people who have basically just grabbed this guy by the scruff of the neck with a fist about to just hit this guy.
Alright, I, as quick as I can, move in front of the fist. I'll take
In
it
this
across
weird
the
sort
face.
of, in this weird sort of,
Like, move between them.
in this weird sort of, I'm not understanding what the fuck's going on. This guy goes to about punch this guy in the face and then clicks you in the shoulder as you just intercept before he can actually do anything about it. And he's like, what just happened? And it lets go of the guy almost immediately and sort of like stumbles back a couple of steps. And then kind of just keeps stepping back and then runs.
Hold on a second.
Roll a persuasion roll.
High. Surprisingly high.
Considering your charisma.
Yeah, 13.
No, fuck off, I just rolled a 20.
Alright, I just let it go.
Fuck you!
Alright, I turn to
I
the
don't like you.
I turn
My
to the
friend
other
doesn't
guy.
like you.
I've turned to the other guy, I've given the gold and just say, be careful and keep walking. And I'm going to follow Yorlin rather than head to the market for the moment.
Now you guys now head off towards the market.
I'm struggling at this thoroughfare.
He's going to the cathedral.
Then-
Though.
I'm heading. I'm
I'm
Oh, sorry,
gonna-
you're heading into
He
the
doesn't know
cathedral
where the market is. He's
No.
ignored me.
itself. Alright, you head to the cathedral.
Goddamn angsty teens.
Is there anything around the base of the cathedral? Like, is it like just more homeless people, or
A mixture of homeless people, some refuse, some of the slate tiles from the roof have fallen into the street or into the area here. You see like old pot planters here and there that have got no plants in them or dead plants in them. Some of them have been smashed. Do a perception roll.
this is always a fun one? 6.
Am I doing it?
I got one better.
No, not you, Chris. Not you.
Oh, that's a good roll.
Jesus.
That's what you see.
Right as a bat.
Walk
He's
up to
too
the
busy
door.
looking at the inner demons that are plaguing him.
You go to push on the door, and as soon as you push on the door, you realise it's barred from the inside.
I knock.
Nothing happens.
Knocks louder and slower.
Get my adamantium sword and just.
Is the door wood?
Yes.
Is your breath flame?
Yes.
breathe down a fucking door.
Well,
Middle of
love
town.
you
It's
to
only a door to
breathe
a
down the
cathedral.
hall.
What's the worst that could happen?
I ask and I buff.
Can I blow that door down?
Just ask
Oh.
yourself, what would Ignatius D do?
No, no,
I'm
that can
actually-
be that can be his
Punch
next.
all of you in the head.
That can be his next pseudonym, the Big Bad Wolf.
I'm I'm actually going to walk up behind him and just... If you want to get in, there's enough holes in the walls. The cathedral's obviously abandoned. What are we doing here?
Looking.
I take a look around.
No.
Roll a investigate roll.
18.
You have a look around. So you're going to go for a bit of a walk around the base of the cathedral. So
Yep.
it'll take a little bit of time. What do you want to do in the meantime while I was doing that?
I just sort of like sigh because I know what I'm looking for here is not going to be there. So I just follow him.
Follow you. Okay. So you guys, as you're walking around, you come to the back of the cathedral. And you notice that there's a small side door and it's locked.
Oh no, that's the back door.
What are we here for?
Nothing that we're going to find here anymore.
What was it?
Don't worry. And let's leave. I need to go to a tavern somewhere.
I'm just going to frown and then start heading towards back to the blue, whatever it was.
So you're going to head back to the Blue Barracuda?
Well, I was off. Well, okay, there's plenty of homeless people around, so I'm just going to point to another one and say, "You there, closest tavern." Thanks. And I flip him a coin as well. But this time I watch to see what happens before it's a problem.
What denomination of coin do you flip?
A couple of copper.
Safer.
You see a couple of the other homeless that, as you guys have been walking around this particular place, are sort of like crept up and sort of just casually sat on like the stairs or something like that, just closer to you, hoping that you'd like ask them something and just hand them more coins. You throw a couple of copper at this particular guy to give you the directions of a close by tavern, and they like look really quickly.
I'm actually going to stop for a second and actually turn to them and just say, "By the way, have any of you heard of an alchemist druid coming to the city?"
Yeah, we heard, yeah.
For a gold, okay.
Whereabouts were they?
In the city?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the city, yeah.
Where in the city? Where in the city? And I take out a gold coin and I'm just flicking it between my fingers.
Well, there's another one. If you go down 2 blocks back the way you came, and then turn left for 3 more blocks on the corner there.
And then
down.
right at the Minotaur.
Who are you?
The disembodied voice of humour.
Sometimes it fails.
You were saying?
Yeah, 3 more houses down to the right, and I think there's one there.
Right. I'll give... How many are there?
Roll an inside roll.
8 plus 6. So it becomes... Is this whether he's lying? Because it's...
Just roll an inside roll.
Okay, 14 if he's lying, 13 if it's not a lie, then I'm doing inside on.
Okay. No, he's generally telling you where you go.
Is the alchemist that you just told us about female?
Yes.
Does she have a black mark on her neck?
That's a weird question to ask. That's the look he kind of gives you. Don't know.
Could be her.
I shrug my shoulders and start walking off in the directions he gave us.
Okay.
I pause for a second. How many of them are there?
Half a dozen in the area, give or take.
Okay. I'll give a gold piece to every one of you if you can get me some information. Yep.
Solid as 20 of them.
And I shall use my beggar army to take over the world.
There was a druid.
Me lord.
There was a druid who
Lord.
came here
What
from...
is it that you want?
There was a druid who we believe may have come here from Gdansk. She's a powerful alchemist, and she has black lightning-shaped scarring along her neck. Looks like some sort of disease.
A moment, let me get my notes.
If you can find her or anyone who bears that mark of disease, I'll give you a gold piece.
I don't have a pen, so I'm just gonna have to take a shit and use them.
I just roll my eyes.
Remember afterwards to wipe the slate clean.
Rose!
I just roll my eyes and just say, I don't care how you write it down.
Use blood. Blood works.
Tell me if you can find it and I will pay you
Just
for it.
stab each other to get some blood.
Alright, see what we can do.
Thank you. I'll be around. I'm sure I'll be easy enough for you all to spot. And then I walk off, start heading towards. Where were we going?
And then he
Following you.
goes, was it?
Hmm?
Then you go stealth and you circle back, don't listen.
Alright. So you guys are now heading off towards the directions you were given for the alchemist.
Yep.
Alright. Who was travelling up with the group? You were? You were?
All of us were.
Alright.
The rest of us.
As we're walking along, Amber's gonna awkwardly approach
She's
Antoine
gonna ambush me.
and just be like, so, Antoine, small one, friend.
Great way to start.
Small one?
Small one.
He's shorter than
Small.
me.
Who is small?
Doesn't matter.
Look, I mean,
You're
I'm
all
short for
shorter
my
than me.
I'm short for my people, but you're shorter than me, and I find that quite a feat.
I'm tall for
I
my
am-
people.
I admire
I was
this.
gonna say it's 3.
I admire it. No, wait, you're distracting me. No.
What
I
is
wanted
it that you want to ambush?
Well, you understand things like, gods, and I mean, tell me something. Maybe what is your god? That's what you do, right?
What is my god?
Yes.
You want to follow him?
No. I mean, how does one follow a god?
You pray is a good start.
How does one pray?
But generally, one gets down on one's knee. Why am I talking like this? Generally, one gets down on one's knees and then it is,
First you had the sacramental wine,
Shut up.
and then you have the sacramental croissant.
We do not use croissant for sacramental. We use the baguette.
With extra butter.
And then you bag it.
That is the identification.
And cheese.
And you
Give
dunk
me
it in the wine.
Don't get in the wine.
Yeah. Instead of a baptism, they have a
wine.
cheese fondue.
Nick, stop breaking the players.
Why do you ask me these questions?
I'm just, curious, yeah. Just, it's an odd thing. Recent
It's an
events
odd
have made.
thing.
Well, I mean, I'm a dwarf.
And the
Us
dwarves have
dwarves-
gods, don't they? I think maybe.
Do.
Look, we do, but I won't say that we were particularly religious among my clan.
Otherwise,
Okay.
they did something to insult the gods. And the gods threw
Look, I mean, I'm just curious. So we've had some peculiar incidents recently, and I was, maybe trying to
The
just
gods are-
understand a little bit better.
The gods are fickle bastards, but
Right?
kind of like just offer something of yourself to them or pledge some kind of oath, and sometimes they bless you with their divine presence.
Right. And what does your God bless you with? I see.
Quite
Not
limited
unlimited
power.
power. No, it is quite limited. It is I can only use it a few times a day, but
But you get it again after you have had a nap.
I find that most gods turn their back on you when you need them most.
Do you know much about gods?
That is why you do not need the god, you need a
I
patron.
think she's looking for religion.
No,
I
no,
am
me,
Amber.
religion.
Amber, allow me to explain. I am an Azimar.
Summer says hi.
We are,
Summer says.
in a way, descended or connected to the gods.
Oh, that would explain,
That is like animal and
glowing-
person thing. He is not God. Do not speak to him like God.
As they're
No,
conversing,
that's a lie.
I've
What's he been
just
like
been
good?
reading a note from
Someone
my
said hi,
bag
Nick.
that
Yeah, that's my
says
friend Aaron. Hey,
how to behave in a city. so he's just doing his pre-reading to not make quite as much of a fool of himself. He's like, what? What?
Statues are not the same as trees in regards to urinals.
Amber.
You know what?
There.
Probably.
That's a good point when you're in the city.
It's something that
Talking about
might
gods,
be there.
in this city they seem to worship feet. I don't know, I keep passing all these statues of feet, it's quite strange. And then they've got the cathedral and it's covered in feet.
The
What?
great, the great Breton generals that were defeated. Even I feel bad for that one.
I swear to God, Nick.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That is the laugh of shame.
I couldn't not say it. It was that bad.
Oh god.
You let Mickey though, I did.
Yeah, you got no one to
Keeps
blame.
inviting
I
this
know,
one.
I know.
You've got no one to blame but yourself.
I'm just, they seem like a strange thing, and, look, since I've been travelling with you, wonderful people, they seem to be something that have come up a little bit more often than
I
I'm
find your
accustomed to.
never-ending barrel of beer to be more strange than the god's presence in my life.
What?
That
What-
casky thing that you carry around that never seems to empty itself.
It's magic.
Could it be missing?
And so are the goods. They're like the embodiment of magic.
Literally, this is like the most obscure thing you've ever told Amber. She's like, but magic, gods, I can create this. That's some crazy thing in the sky that does weird nonsense. Like, how does this
If you are
compute?
really looking for a religion, maybe you can worship your barrel.
You don't need gods to get power.
I mean,
You can pray to the Raven Queen.
And I'm just really in touch with nature.
I would not recommend doing that.
I'm not necessarily looking for a god per se. I just, just tell me a little bit about yours. He's the most
name is-
talking way possible.
His name is Dia. He is the god of justice and law. He likes it when people uphold the law, even if it is one they make themselves. That's good. Justice for all.
I
His
assume
paladins are known as judges. Judge Dredd.
I assume like
Not so much dread, usually just
this is
judge.
happening as we're walking around.
Yeah.
As we are passing the feet that these people seem to worship.
Amber, you do not require a god for power.
No, I have.
None of my magic has been
uh,
gifted to me by a god.
No, I mean, I can,
There is
Look-
more discussion than that than you might think.
and
I will discuss
this
with
is
you.
really
There were
hard
madness
to
for the
explain.
I just commune with spirits, and that's pretty handy.
Ah, look, I haven't said anything about this before, but when we were back at the crypt, and I kind of went unconscious.
You nearly died.
Yeah, well, I've noticed some things are a little bit different since then.
When was this?
Oh, Rowan, my friend, this was before you joined us.
Oh, okay.
There were ghosts and wraiths, and I'm not a big fan of, those kind of. I knew we shouldn't have. It made me very. Dwarves don't like the undead.
Paladins don't like the undead either. That's why
No,
we turn them
Most
away.
people
but
typically do not like the undead.
I just noticed when I came back that things were a little bit different, and
So you're not looking for a new god. You're trying to understand what is going on.
yes. I mean,
Just
Take
a
the
quarter
bins
past
out,
eight.
Rowan.
Yeah.
hey, it's nothing. Don't worry, it's fine. Let's just go
So,
that way. Let's do the
the
thing.
feeling I get
What
is
about
that
plane
you wish
shifting
to
to
know
the,
what is
celestial realm?
afterwards.
So originally, we were
Am-
talking about them up on the-
I didn't actually hear you.
but now there's
I said
so
that
much
you-
shh.
Guys.
The feeling
You
I
heard me.
get is that you are more interested in what comes after.
No. I mean,
The
Look.
afterlife.
no. The afterlife. That's fine. That's something to look forward to when I die. I'm curious about now.
I
The
have
now
heard a
life,
story
I
about the
don't
dwarven
understand.
afterlife, though. Something about swimming in
Beer?
like lakes of beer.
Look, I mean, that would be
seems very
ideal.
unhygienic.
Very tiring. All that swimming. Is there any land or is it just
Oh no,
lakes?
dwarves naturally float.
Do they?
They're
It's all
buoyant.
the air in our beards. It helps us float.
Okay.
Oh, speaking of...
I shall have to test this.
Wait. Speaking of beards.
She completely forgot all about it. She made it all today.
Wait, who has flowers?
I know, it doesn't have
No, we'll
flowers.
just throw a bag of flour at
I was
you.
going to say, is there flower in the kitchen?
It's not sitting very well. But
That's adorable.
It's sitting off a bit. Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's fine. All seriousness for this conversation
Just went out the window.
so continue this conversation, shall we? Shall we?
Can't even talk right through a beard.
I need to fix
Perhaps.
this. Kind of.
Fresh air, food. Come back to it.
You see, look, it's just things are a little bit different. It's like,
Well, there's a chapel here.
Should we go?
I'm not a religious person. This is very
I've noticed.
foreign to me. I axe. I brew.
Questions?
You ask questions, yes. And then you try to ask the dead bodies questions after that.
Axe should not be a verb.
It should be.
It's a verb for dwarves. It's part of the language.
Look, this is all a little bit more than I'm used to. That's all I'm saying, and it's a little strange to contemplate.
Can we just establish in canon that there's like, you know, the idiot's guide to whatever in like the yellow border,
yeah.
a book
Yeah.
like
Living in
that, and we
cities.
can cross out idiot and put the dwarven guide to gods.
And then your
Gods for
Raven
dummies.
Queen, what is this? Is she...
It is not as
Don't
a
fuck her, that's all I
god.
know.
Okay.
It is.
This is like above her knowledge of
There
God. She's
is
like, wait, you can fuck
questions of
gods?
whether she exists in form or only in mind and memory. It is not.
Don't fuck her in my mind then, okay. That's easy.
She is not God. She is
Why do you think I went with the milk?
lives in the shadow shadow realm.
She's scary.
Mm. As all magic should be. If you're not afraid of magic, then you will do bad things and you will probably die or kill someone else.
But like,
You should be afraid of. You should be afraid of your magic. If it is out of control, people are like, you'd end up like a wild mage.
she was on the
Give you
ship.
dust.
She was on the ship, and she was in
No.
Beliska.
I mean...
She was not on the ship.
Gods have not been as present in my life as they
There
have been
were
when I've
the birds,
travelled
but that
with
was
you,
in
and
our
it's...
minds, not on the
so
ship.
it's very strange. Very strange.
In our minds on the
Scary or
ship.
just strange?
We were on ship. She was not on ship.
Well, you see, I've noticed some things
Okay.
since the crypt. I've noticed that since the crypt, since I fell unconscious, I don't know what happened, but when I returned, I could now do extra damage to my enemies.
Mm. I thought it
And-
looked a little bit different.
It's not what I'm used to. Sometimes it's seems bright, and other times it seems very dark.
Ah. You need baptism.
What?
Baptism, it's,
We need to find the god that.
we
did
find the
this.
god for you, then
and
we
get you
keep with the
baptized.
rhythm.
Oh yeah, they're great fun.
No, I don't want a religion. I mean, it
Also,
makes, you know.
it would clean you up a bit.
Look, it doesn't. It's just.
It's fine, you float.
It's. She just gets a bit flustered and just sort of stomps forward a little bit.
As you finish off your discussion as you're walking along the streets.
If she becomes more religious, instead of table, we can call her lectern.
Or maybe Altair.
Altair. And you guys have probably, after you have this particular discussion, you've just been looking forward. You've now pretty much come to the temple.
I thought it was a cathedral.
Sorry, cathedral. It's a temple. It's the shape of
Okay.
cathedral, but it's called a temple.
Yeah.
This is sad.
What?
Like, I thought these buildings were meant to do something. It's falling
does.
apart.
They represent the people who are here. If the people do not follow, they will not put in effort to appease the gods. Perhaps the people here were defeated when Breton fell.
There's a lot. There's a lot of that around this town. It's like nature's trying to reclaim it. Maybe I should help.
It's a bit better.
As you fluff your beard.
Your beard that's part quite matter.
Girls as well.
What?
Yeah, look what Sunrail's just said.
Yeah, it's taking forever. What did
Yes.
What did Sun do?
Please.
Nice.
I'm glorious with my beard.
What did Sun say?
No, Sun Tzu.
If we
So this is what Amber is
give
actually
Amber
like
a bath,
all the
she
time.
comes out and the
Yeah,
beard's like
talking
full
to a
time
beard.
live.
Rah, rah, rah.
Mhm. I like it.
I made this especially for you guys.
Yeah, it's you guys.
Now, can we make her face go the same colour as the bee?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh.
And done.
My work here is done.
At least you can just immediately hold. Just pull the beard up. What am I missing?
I want to know what's inside this thing.
What happened?
I know, I felt it.
And the mixing desk is like half on.
Oh,
jeez.
That's good. Alright.
Well, there goes
I
that.
shouldn't do that.
Sorry for the audio
Thing.
boom, crash, opera.
It's also
That was
a
bad.
boom mic.
That was so bad
It's
again.
not that bad.
Yeah, that was good.
Okay,
So,
I have a plan.
Is it a cunning plan?
A cunning plan.
My lord.
I want to go inside this chapel because, like,
Oh, we like that Sigma temple.
Rowan has been educated to a certain extent about the lands of Breton because like from what he was told, they're the only other region that actually pay much attention to like Fey ideologies and like don't over farm, don't like cause deforestation because
And
they're being respectful to their neighbours and allies.
They were amazingly strong allies to the Van Wyrum for quite a few years.
Exactly. So he's a bit put off by how things seem to be now. So he's going to turn into a small lizard and then just climb up the wall and try and go in through one of the holes to get inside.
Not
this
too
thing.
difficult at all.
Okay.
You go inside and you're basically seeing pretty much the same rubbish everywhere. There's a few homeless that are actually in here.
Oh.
Not as many as there are outside, of course. There's rubble, wood. Some of the pews in place have been just basically smashed and left here. And it's mostly dark, except for the light coming in through the stained glass windows without the glass on them anymore. Most of the glass has probably mostly moved on, but been pushed into the corners, along with a few slate tiles here and there as well.
So it's been.
And various other bits of rubbish.
Hey, Rowan,
been
open the
gutted.
door.
Yeah, I'll turn back into an elf and like pull the the beam off the door.
You pull the beam off the door. It's not too hard. It's kind of like feel like if it was given a good shove, it would probably just break. You pull it off, put it down on the ground, and now the doors can open up without too much of a drama.
Okay.
You open up the doors.
This is a very interesting place.
Sad, isn't
This
it?
is, I'm like, this is me, and this is the doors.
Me too. I mean, I'm only a foot taller than you.
I'm going to.
I'm gonna wait outside.
So it's
You
this
wait
is
outside?
Yeah.
I'm going to spread seeds around the inside of the
Rowan,
tree.
stop spreading your seed. It's disgusting.
I've got a bag of seeds still, so I'm just gonna like drop seeds as I walk around the inside of this place.
Do a perception roll.
Okay. I'm rather good at this. At times, that's a 14.
You see one of the homeless people who are just like over in the corner. He's like just twirling something around in his hand.
There used to be a few more homeless people being here.
It's he didn't put it on.
Okay. I'll walk up to this guy and say, "How did you get in here?"
Ooh, it's mine.
What?
It's mine.
What's yours?
Nothing.
Did I see what he just like
Roll
like
perception
shoved away?
roll.
Okay.
Natural 20.
22.
He puts a gold piece in his clothes.
It's nature's pocket.
Okay. Oh, okay. I have some of those.
You do?
Yeah.
You do? That's what I should say.
You don't.
I shouldn't use these things.
Well, where did yours come from?
Actions.
Just
Where's
picture.
mine from? I picked it up.
How lucky of you. You don't mind that my friends are in here, do you?
He hasn't. Until you actually interrupted him, he actually hasn't been paying attention to who's in the actual place until now.
It's his precious. I'll say, maybe I'll make it a bit more comfy for you and just run my hands over the seeds and use druidcraft to make them become seedlings.
So we can lie down on them and crush them to death.
You kind of like as you start casting your spell and making these things up, he's like backing up into the corner, going, "What the hell's going on?"
It's my magic. I can do this.
Do a persuasion roll.
To persuade him.
By this stage, I assume I've noticed
Oh,
that he's.
God.
I'll walk over and.
6.
No, he's like, "You can just leave me alone. I haven't done anything wrong. Just go away. It's fine."
It is fine, friend. He is the blessing of the lady.
Roll persuasion.
Persuasion or deception?
Sorry, you're right. Deception. You're right. Quite correct.
Can I start looking around?
15. I got plus 10.
Damn.
Powerful stuff.
That's the strangest manifestation of the lady I've ever seen. But all right.
Well then, you'll love this, and I'll hand him a good berry.
He looks at it.
It is the tastiest food you will have.
I'll be the judge of that.
They're amazing.
Oh, it's good.
The snozzberries taste like snozzberries. Well, maybe feel a bit better.
Yes.
I think I could take on the world.
Good.
I'm just going to sit over here.
And some of the scabs on his face have probably healed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he gains a hit point.
Yep.
And
He's
my
down too.
friend.
I want to have a look around, just curiously, wonder and whatnot.
Have a look around. Do a
Does this
win investigate roll.
I was going to say, does this temple have like a filled-in pool in the middle?
No.
Like
Baptism fountain.
no, it's like a representation of the lake that the lady lives in.
It's very much more cathedral modern than anything else. Very, very typical sort of.
You'd be able to have a cool thing with the
11.
stained glass window if you had the light coming through it
You
the right
search
way.
around
You'd have all
the place
the
a little
blue.
bit.
I'm not
Just
looking
fine.
at
That I
You're
reckon
not
would be
looking
cool.
too hard, yeah.
I mean,
You
And
find
easy to do with magic.
large stones, small stones, piles of refuse. There's an odd couple of piles here and there you kind of like tentatively sort of feel through because they smell pretty bad.
I'm just gonna kick him. I'm not even
Yeah,
gonna touch
exactly.
him. I'm just gonna like kick him a little bit.
Oh.
Never know.
Kick listen not to.
there's a person in the piles of rubble.
Is there anything that you were looking for here?
I don't know. But now there's seeds in here.
You're not wrong.
I'm happy.
You happy?
Yes.
Is there any sign of stairs going down to catacombs?
No, not from me. Not from what you can see. There's a lot of.
Is there a side wing or something?
It's hard to see from here. There's lots
Yeah,
of.
I'll have a look to see whether there's like normally the cathedral will have the main
Yeah,
sort of area,
and
and
then
then
like something off the back or something like that. Do an
Yeah.
investigate roll. See if you can find something.
because
amongst
we
this.
could have our own version of Diablo. 10 plus something. What skill was it?
Investigation.
11.
Also the same as me.
We are not good detectives.
No.
Amber,
No, I'm the maverick cop.
what do the stones tell you?
Oh yeah. Can I investigate the stonework? Is there like an altar or something?
It looks like something along those lines, but it's kind of a bit broken. So
Is it a large slab of stone with a crack down the middle?
Pretty much.
I feel like there might be like a bird bath equivalent
Yes,
type thing.
there is definitely a bird bath equivalent type thing in front of it. The bird bath part of itself is mostly gone. but you can see the stalk of the base.
Okay.
It's still there.
In theory, I'm doing a history check
Yes.
on the stonework of what it can tell me. Natural 20.
Natural 20. Well, from
I
having a
rolled
look at
an
the,
18, was like, I'll just roll again just in case. I'm not going to get higher. No. Okay.
you have a look at the stonework of the cathedral itself. The stuff that's fallen down, as well as the walls and the floor. You notice it's all the same sandstone that everything else is built of. So obviously there must be a large sandstone quarry in this area that they're obviously using. And most of it, there's various parts of this stonework that's only like a few years old, but a lot of it is hundreds of years old as well, from what you can gather. And you look around and have a bit of a search around and a bit of a feel for some of the stuff that's fallen down and the way this has all been put together and whatnot. And you come against this one particular stone that doesn't make quite sense, because it doesn't look like it fits the place.
By the way, it would have equaled 27. No, just as like a, I'm surprised. Holy shit.
You have good history.
No, I get, because it's a dwarf thing,
Dwarf likes rocks.
I get
Yeah.
double proficiency.
Yeah.
So you find a stone.
Yes.
Pay attention.
I did hear.
It
I'm
looks,
listening.
looks out of place.
Just tell the story backwards. It makes more sense that way.
So Ember,
You get to the point first, and then explain why the point makes sense.
Ember, do you feel the presence of a god here?
Do I?
It still sounds like you say goat.
Good, not goat.
Do you want me to roll for it? Like,
You don't feel the presence of a god, no?
well, what are you talking about? No, and I'm not. There's a
Ah.
funny looking stone here, though.
Ah.
Oh.
Because I had
Okay.
planned for you, if you want to meet God. Last time you met God was when you nearly died.
No. I don't want to meet. Look.
Oh, you're
I
saying
had-
I say good.
Hmm?
It sounds like you say good.
Did good.
You're good. See, good.
Semantics.
I smell presence of good. I do not
I'm
feel
going
presence of good.
to inspect it. Is it like a mechanism? Does it look like a mechanism?
You're going over to inspect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just press the stone.
I do not want to press the stone in case it chops my head off.
You go over to and you go over to the rock.
Literally better
One
you than
thing-
me.
As soon as you go over to the rock and you
It's
get
gonna
closer,
miss
you
you.
got to climb over a couple of things to sort of get to where the rock is, because it's kind of like behind a large pile of wood and fallen down. And you get to the rock itself, and you immediately notice that it's not a rock at all.
Okay.
It's something that's supposed to look like a rock.
So it's glass. Comes from that trader down the street.
Like the topaz.
It's kind of like someone's made a rock-looking thing out of like mud and bricks.
Does it look like it's a functioning thing, or is it something that's just been put there, or is it?
Is it crappily painted because the prop was needed 3 days before the game?
Yes.
Okay.
Analogy.
It is actually badly painted to make it look more like the yellow sandstone. It's actually quite functional. Like, you didn't notice it at first, and it seemed to have blended in quite well with the rest of the stones in the area. But yeah, after you had a bit of a look through the stones, and you had a bit of a historical look through all the stonework here and whatnot, that's when you noticed that as you were going through. And yeah, it just seems weird. And as you've gotten closer and had a look at it and got a bit of better view of it, now that you've climbed over a few of the stones and stuff like that, it's also sitting on top of a trapdoor.
Okay. So like, bad kind of trapdoor, or shiny kind of trapdoor?
Sorry, a door.
A hatch.
Hatch. That's the one.
That's why I was asked to clarify.
Imperious, we could use your help.
I mean,
I'm
you
not
don't
there.
know. You don't
No,
know.
no,
that.
I'll go back, like, yell out to the... You're at the
You
front
don't-
door, weren't you?
You
Yeah,
don't know
I
that
stay
I haven't
outside.
relayed this information to
Yeah,
you.
no, this is...
Okay.
I'm thinking of Mage Hand.
Oh. Well, I'm already
Mage
up there.
Hand, press
I'm
the
just gonna
stone.
push the button.
Push the button. What button?
The stone.
The stone
Okay.
is sitting on top of a door.
What do you mean?
That's what he said. He said it's sitting on top of the door. So you pushing on it, just it's
Wait.
Okay.
I'm really confused.
It's not a-
I thought
I
it was
a
in the
stone
wall.
No, it's
No.
sitting on top of the wall. On top of the door. Sorry.
Okay.
It's a large fake rock sitting on top of a trapdoor on the floor.
On the floor.
Yes.
Oh.
You can just keep thinking it's like a button or.
No, because the way it was being described, I thought it was in the wall.
Yeah.
Just move the rock.
A
Yes,
boulder.
that's what I'm
Sorry,
gonna do.
that's correct. A boulder. Does that make it better?
Yes, yes.
There's a
it
boulder in the
does.
wall?
Okay,
What have you found?
I'm gonna like use the butt end of my axe to just like
said
move
the
it out of the
popping
way, but
You
at a
said the popping
distance.
You use the butt end of your axe and smack
Wipe
it
off all
against
the
the
dolphin
actual
juice.
fake boulder, and it moves ever so probably like 3-4 inches, and then you hear chink, and then it settles. So it doesn't actually move very far.
Can I look up? What's above me?
Ceiling and the odd wood beam that's still standing, keeping
Okay.
the ceiling
I'm
up.
gonna prod it again.
Sort of
Trying to like sort of keep my distance, but
You
also
prod
move
it, the
the
second
rock.
time you prod it, it doesn't move at all, but you still hear that chink, and it does move a little bit, but not distance-wise.
Why did not get rope and tie it around the boulder?
I mean, are you there?
Standing my 10 foot back.
I wonder where it goes.
Underneath.
Yes, but to what?
Something underneath.
I saw his
What
comment.
did you see under chapels?
I'm gonna. Does
I'm
it
not
seem
gonna make
like
that
it
joke.
needs to be lifted, or is it sort of like
It's a hatch.
Jeez, comment.
so it needs to?
It's a hatch.
I said it.
Read the comments.
Stop distracting, you're a later finish.
New delicacy from Durin's Mart.
So what are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm just gonna grab the rock.
You grab the rock, you put your hands around the rock, and you lift it up.
Yep.
You lift it up. You lift it about 2 or 3 inches, and you hear chink again.
I'm gonna keep going.
Does it move or does something move into it?
Well, the problem is that what she hasn't noticed is she's doing this. She's standing on the trapdoor when she pulls the thing. On the hatch, sorry.
That's fine. If the trapdoor like opens underneath you, just climb on top of the rock.
So as she tries to pull it up, you hear chink, chink, chink. And it doesn't move any further than the 2 or 3 inches from the ground every time you do it.
I mean, someone can enlighten me.
I'm gonna put myself in a situation to see if there's perhaps a chain or something connecting the boulder to the ground.
Yes, there is. To the actual hatch. It's actually attached to the
Okay.
hatch.
Alright, I'm is there like a pull ring on the hatch? To
It's
open it?
attached to the pull ring.
Oh,
The rock is the pull ring.
okay.
Can I just like
Throw it that way.
see?
That's not gonna work.
Why not?
She's standing
No,
on
no,
top
no,
of the door.
wait. It's probably she's going to be able to throw it. The hatch is going to get pulled violently. She's
gonna go
standing
with
on the hatch.
Look, I want to see how
Catapult.
much.
I want to see this.
I just want to pull it and yank it as hard as I can, see what happens.
Alright.
It's like
Roll
one of
a
those monkey
strength
traps, isn't it?
Right?
The monkey
She,
can't
Emma's
pull
not
its hand
very
out.
wise, so you know. Never mind. Just flat strength.
Yep.
8. She doesn't get very far.
Really, Amber, I expected more of you.
Chink, chink.
What's the hatch made of?
I mean, like, look, do you want to
Okay.
try and pull
Looks
this?
like
And
It's quite heavy.
But stop standing on top of the door.
What?
You're standing on the door and the rock seems to be attached to it.
Do I notice that there is now a door under my feet?
Yeah.
I'm going to.
Ah, right. So I'm going to put my feet on either side of the door. Is the door small enough for my legs to split that far?
No, it's not that small.
Okay.
Pick a side.
Hang on.
Pick a side and stand on it.
All of a sudden, I'm glad I'm female.
I'm going to.
Okay.
She gets rocks
I'm
in
going
the
to put
stairs.
my axe head underneath the rock
Yep.
and move off the door and yank it up like that.
Perhaps
Roll
we should get
a-
Riley's crowbar.
Roll a
I'm
strength
already
check.
trying it.
Roll a strength check.
Just flat strength?
Yep.
14.
This time, because you now realise that you were standing on the trap on the hatch as you were doing it, you hop off and use the leverage of your
Yeah, like
axe and
rock.
try and utilise it in some sort
Aw.
of way where you put the axe underneath the rock and then try and pull the whole thing up. And because you put the axe in there, it moves up that 2 or 3 inches as you pull your axe up. But then with the rest of it, you're able to actually pull the actual hatch open. And we're going to have a break.
Oh, thank God, because I
Okay.
need to pee. I've been on that in for like an hour.
And then we can
And we'll
cut
be
to,
back.
Wait, wait, wait.
Back.
It was fun. Vampire too.
the dwarf said that he was chasing after a miner, and we didn't think anything of it.
Oh my god!
Oh, we're back. Okay.
Oh, I'm glad I didn't drink for that one. Otherwise, there'd be another wet patch.
You're a wet patch.
You're on
a
a
wet patch.
I'll wet your patch.
It's a delay.
That sounds exciting. Except I'm not patch, I don't have a
Oh no.
Oh yeah, look at the beautiful graphics that I created. This is what I spent my week doing,
Alright.
I love it.
some sausage.
among other things.
You open the door.
Oh, sorry.
You open the hatch as you pull along the.
You pulled the hatch back.
You pull the hatch back,
Oh, do I get a free card?
and you see a set of stairs that go down into the
Tires.
darkness.
I needed 5. Sorry.
What kind of hatch?
She's mumbling through her beard.
What? What? Wait, I want some sausage.
With extra cheese?
Yes.
No. No. Bad.
You guys have been
Don't
hogging
tell
the
my
sausage.
I apologise if you wanted a serious stream at any particular instance.
I'm
Yes.
sorry.
I'm completely calm. Must not laugh. Maintain composure.
Wait, good maintaining Persia technique.
Alright.
It didn't work.
Chris, you nearly hit Mary with that throw.
The throw was fine.
It was a speedball.
It was not fine.
I didn't even see it. It
Underarm.
was just like there and then.
Always underarm
Yeah,
food.
he rolled a crit 20, she rolled a natural 1.
It's kind of like.
It was like that scene in Daria. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
Alright.
What are you?
Sure, Mayo.
Sorry, can someone turn the box around because the voice is upside down?
What?
Well, it just looks wrong when it's not the right way.
What, you mean when it says, when it says something in Greek?
If anyone does speak Greek, can you translate that for us?
I think it says savouille.
It means cracked pepper, cracked pepper.
I apologize. Can you please start again once the crackling stops?
It'll never stop.
Amateurs.
Armchairs.
I'm
Alright.
sorry.
Next she wants cheese. Just you wait.
Yep. Oh. Got really excited that you were gonna pass me cheese.
Another slice like that too.
Okay. Back
Alright,
Please
back on
pass.
track. You pull open the hatch. I think Dan was going to call the trapdoor again. You pull open the hatch as you move the stone up, and you basically see a set of stairs that go down into the darkness.
I have dark vision. What do I see?
It's still
I've done
stairs down into the darkness, and
Okay.
you can only see so much from the angle you're at.
I think most of us here.
Hey, look, guys!
have
I
done
found
it.
a hole! And start walking down.
Alright.
Neat. Wait for me. I'm right behind her.
I'm curious. I think we
I'm
all
damage
need to
to
go
it.
into Amber's hole.
You go about, go down about two steps on the stairs, and you see a crossbow bolt pass by your leg, and then another one pass by your leg. Then, shit.
Oh bother. There's people down here.
Do we hear the impact?
What's that?
She's
But-
completely oblivious.
I know. She's like, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
Perception
So wait, I
roll.
heard
Wow.
some-
She doesn't even need to roll
Yes.
for perception here.
Ah.
It's just, she's oblivious.
Yeah.
I mean, am I still holding the shield from the table? Because I never gave it back.
I assume so.
I'm just gonna
Otherwise-
shield in front of me then.
Otherwise my
And walk
shield
forward.
is somewhere.
What's happening down there?
Hello? Who's shooting at me? Can you stop, please? I'm friendly.
Roll a persuasion roll.
I have ale.
Roll a persuasion roll.
With advantage.
18.
Dim sim in a biscuit.
Yeah. As you say, you're friendly. I've got ale. Here. Should we shoot him or not?
No!
I can share my ale. There's plenty to go around. It's good stuff. Can we come down? What is this place? Why are you hiding down here?
It's a kitchen.
Can I have some food?
No.
Oh. Well then, what? I'm just gonna keep walking. I mean, like, actually, are these guys coming along at all?
I'm still at the front.
That's it. Stop moving. Stop moving forward.
From the top, sort of looking. Excuse me, but there is some confusion here as to why you are stopping us.
Why are you even coming down here?
Because it's a kitchen and I'm looking for a good one.
There's no fucking sign at the top that says kitchen come down, is there?
I heard it was a kitchen. I came floating up the stairs.
You are lying through your ass. We're not even supposed to be here.
And neither are you, from what I understand.
That is irrelevant. We're here now. Get out.
I mean, that's very rude.
Have a look around the top of this thing to see if there's any thieves' cant signs.
Have a perception investigate check, actually.
13.
You can't see anything. No.
Can't see anything at all.
Can't see anything in relation to the thing he's looking for.
So we can't see that the people shooting at us.
Bonjour! You hear another voice come from slightly further down behind the two voices you can hear. Bonjour, what are you doing here?
Bonjour!
Being curious.
Oh, you sound like my friend. He's upstairs.
Are you also from southern Kachamar?
I'm not from southern Kamwash, no.
My companion here is curious as to why there was the big rock on the door here and wanted to find out who was here. Then she offered ale. She's a very considerate person. I, on the other hand, am not.
We are just poor people, and we have just found this place, and we want to be left alone.
Have you seen any strange druid alchemist people lately?
No.
Poor people with obelisks.
May I roll insight on them just being poor people trying to be left alone?
Of course you can.
Sounds convincing to me.
They're not people.
That's one. You're better off to do your insight.
I'm better off to lie to people.
My
That's what I'm
friends
good at.
down the
I have a
what is
plus 4 to
happening?
insight. It's
still in
wisdom,
that
so
one.
it's not bad. Yes.
Hello, down the
We
what
are
is going
just
on?
poor people, and we have this place that we call our home, and we'd like it if you would just leave and leave us alone.
I'm very sorry for our intrusion. Yes. Have a good day, and I'll just like start to walk back up because I'm thoroughly convinced. I'm like, oh yeah, sure, okay.
There is also the problem of you attacking my friend here, the dwarf.
Reverend, what is going on down there?
So you're saying that you are happy for someone to just open your locked door and walk in?
I mean,
What would you do if someone did that to you?
there was
You
no
mean-
sign saying
you-
it was a private
I was gonna
residence.
say,
You mean in
he's
the area
locked
that you are
door.
not supposed to be?
You have not answered my question. You are just avoiding it because you know I am right.
He's rocked door.
Let's see here. There
There's
is.
poor people with crossbows. who
You
say
have
it's their house.
trespassed into a place that is not
That
yours. It is
sounds
irrelevant if we
strange.
are here or not.
So are you saying that your trespassing trumps our trespassing?
No one owns this place. If we claim it as our own, it is now you trespassing and it is on our place.
Can we claim it then?
No,
Why?
because it is mine.
Says you.
Can we
Who are
see?
you?
He's he's a little bit out of your because like a bit of now where you are. You walk down to the bottom of the stairs, and you guys are still talking from the top. So you guys can't quite see. You just hear the voice.
Yeah.
Amber, on the other hand, can see two guys behind crates with crossbows pointed at her.
Mhm.
You can't see the voice of the third person who's obviously standing behind them.
We are also in need of accommodation for the evening. Perhaps we could.
Then
Pay
find
you
that
for it.
tavern.
I'm going down
You would
the
not wish
stairs.
to have payment?
We do not need payment for whatever it is you want to do. Just leave.
So you are just poor people. You're just a poor boy. Nobody loves you.
From a poor family. And please spare the life of these monstrosities.
I'm gonna cast message.
You come in with, Amir, I just killed a man.
I mean, like, I could have.
I inflict wounds against his head. Cast my...
Casting message to Amir though. Amir, how long are you going to be?
We are talking with people who are possibly smugglers, possibly peasants.
I walk
That's
down
as
the
much as
stairs.
message gives us.
Yeah.
Or I enter the stairwell, whatever. Ember, where is my shield?
Should we shoot him, my lord?
In front of my face, so I don't get shot.
Shot by who?
I don't know. People with pointy things. I can't see past the shield.
Maybe we should go. It's their house and everything.
It is not their house. This house belongs to the Lady of the Lake.
Oh, that's right. Isn't something about holy places being sacred something? I don't understand any of this. Can I have some sausage? Please.
No, my lord, you may not.
My, that was a big piece of sausage to give to that little girl.
I have comments to make, but I will not.
And then Ash just goes, wow, thank you.
My pleasure.
I mean, something about big things in small places.
I said, leave and go away.
Message again. Amir, yeah, it's taking forever.
Give me one good reason to leave.
This is a home, get out.
This is not an Irma, this is a crypt.
You are making assumptions you have not even entered the hallway.
Oh, there's a hallway. This is a good start. What else is there?
I will give you 5 seconds to comply.
I'll start moving down the stairs.
Are we sure this is a good plan?
If they're going to get into trouble, I will help them.
I will admit, I am kind of itching for a
What's his name
fight.
Message to Antoine this time, seeing as Amir did not respond to my
Amir,
message.
can you throw light? Can you throw light?
No.
Antoine, what's going on? You're taking forever.
There's some very stubborn people down here. They seem to think that they own this place.
Yes, and they're entering the hallway down the stairs.
I'm trying to walk down the
In the
stairs.
hall.
You are distracting me. I do not wish to tumble to the bottom.
So you get about the
Get one
first...
sentence.
I don't know. And now just talking. And the people at the bottom are like, what? What's he talking?
Does he have a Bluetooth headset or something?
Right, so you've got the shield, you're basically at the bottom of the stairs, you've gone onto the stairs and you're about halfway down. Did you come in?
I'm walking down the stairs as well.
Okay.
I'm at the top of the stairs.
That's
By
giving me a
the
good
house.
reason to come in.
If anyone takes damage other than me, Amber's gonna rage.
Tuk-tuk, tuk-tuk, against the shield.
As long as it keeps hitting the shield, it's fine. But as soon as it hits anyone else,
They're putting holes in your shield.
Amber, are they putting holes in my shield?
I don't know. I can't see.
Have a look. See that tick, 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 tick? That means it's reloading.
Well, I can feel the shield. I mean, the arrow's hitting the shield. Does it make holes?
Are they poking through?
Are they poking through? The
No.
shield? No?
Oh, good. Just dents there. I can fix those. Just keep walking ahead.
Okay. I'm gonna truck forward slowly.
Okay, you track forward slowly, yeah. Tuk-tuk.
What is this combat?
One of the crossbows is like, you go, tuk-tuk, and then hits the corner, up top corner, and just discards somewhere. The second one, however,
This piece.
you
I
as
think I get a +2 for having a shield.
Yes.
yeah,
Technically, yes. Technically, I'm -2.
yes. You, just for the briefest of moments, you have a bit of a look over, or the distraction of the first one that basically went wide. You just reacted, because you haven't used a shield all that much, so you reacted and just ever so slightly
Not in a
moved the
long
shield.
time. I am proficient.
You've
but not in a
ever
long
so slightly moved the shield, and then get hit in the shoulder with the other bolt. For 6 points of damage.
Well, that won't be halved, because this is the first
No.
time you're not raging.
Do we hear like a grunt of pain?
Yeah.
Mother dwarf.
Ah! Rude! Ah!
Ah, rude.
What happened? Are you okay?
Did you get hit? Sorry, did you get hit?
Fine! Arrow to the shoulder. Ugh.
Don't hurt my friend!
Hurt her more, she likes it.
You've moved slowly forward now, and you're looking over the top of your shield. Do a perception check. In fact, you guys probably moved down a little bit too by now, so you guys do a perception check as well.
I'm gonna like slowly make my
I can't
way
roll on my
down just
map
in case.
because there was cheese all over it.
Oh my word.
7.
10.
14.
Yeah, 10.
Shush line again.
You with the 14 is you, especially because you're closer, and you can see
I have the
with
dark
the,
vision, yeah.
the dark vision. Actually, with the dark vision, you see the third gentleman now. It looks like he's wearing armor of some particular type, probably chainmail. He's got a shield on. What you do see is the fleur-de-lis on the shield, the outline of the fleur-de-lis, and he's got a longsword. He's got like dark hair, a bit of a scruffy beard happening, short though still.
Would I know what that means? Being mountain dwarf from...
We've seen the
Over
fleur-de-lis
yonder?
all over
Yeah, you
the
see
city.
the fleur-de-lis every once in a while, yeah.
Yeah, but would Amber understand what that means?
Well, you see the fleur-de-lis on the pennants and banners as you were approaching the place. So you see the yellow and the black and the fleur-de-lis everywhere representing Mousillon. So you essentially, from what you can see, because you can't see anything more than the shape and just general outline.
Yeah,
of
I can't
things
see
and stuff like
colours.
that. Yeah. Why is there a soldier of Mousillon down here?
Who's not, yeah, saying like official business, blah, 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 fuck off. No.
Okay.
I've got a plan.
Imperius, can you come over here, please?
Roll a perception, seeing as you're shouting from the other side of the chapel, basically.
Chapel's echo, you'd be able to hear it.
I can hear it. What's going on?
Someone shot Amber.
Just say, okay.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Can't Anton deal with it?
Maybe?
Let me know when I get to the bottom of the stairs.
You're at the bottom now.
Have
You'd
I
be
seen the
behind
third
me.
guy as well?
Not
They
at the
have
bottom of the stairs,
crossbows.
Okay.
no. No. She's moved in. She's probably like 10
You're
feet
gonna
ahead
have to
of you or something
convince him
like
to
that.
Oh,
come down. He
You
doesn't
guys
want
just
to
sort of
come
duck
into the
behind
chapel.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
go in,
fine.
like, take a knee behind you for
no,
cover.
so now you got dark vision 60 as well.
Yep.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
can't
you can
see
see the same outline as Sebastian sees.
I can't see shit because I
So-
don't have vision.
My friend, there has been some confusion. This does not need to be any more violence. Please, please, tell your people to stop to put their weapons down.
With disadvantage.
Well, actually, I'm casting friendship to get advantage, which will cancel that out. So it's a straight roll.
Okay. Alright, yep.
So it's not as good as what I was planning, but it's still, yeah. Persuasion.
Yep.
7. 15.
You're rolling terrible tonight.
Everyone's rolling terrible.
I've
Except
had
for my
one
natural
dice
20
roll, it's
about-
been great.
Natural 20. Natural 20 on stone.
2 more of the bolts into the shield.
Amber, charge those fuckers.
Are you sure?
Oh, I am sure they are reloading. It's gonna take like 10 seconds.
Okay. And then with the shield, she's gonna rage charge.
Yep. You rage charge, and as you get to the end of the hallway where they are,
And scream violently.
the gentleman with the shield steps out in front of the 2 guys with the crossbows and in front of the crates. and you see him in the dark take the brunt of your charge. Roll for an attack. He basically steps in front. Polerum! Pleurulium, I think. I'm butchering the French language.
I don't necessarily want to attack. I just want to sort of
Escargot.
shield rush
Alright,
to knock
go
them
for it.
over, so to speak.
Do an attack roll first.
19 plus whatever.
Yeah, you're fine. Do opposed athletics. Probably got this
Athletics?
wrong, but I don't care.
Are you raging?
Yeah.
You get advantage on
What?
strength checks.
On an athletics check?
Yep, just
No,
roll it
athletics
20. Roll
is
it
the type
20.
of
Just roll it
strength.
20.
Strength athletics.
No,
Never
doesn't
mind.
matter.
What was my first roll?
12.
19.
You come in, you rush towards him, and you use the shield itself to basically just bump him and knock him on the ground. He, when he steps in front of the other two crossbowmen, he puts his shield up to basically catch your brunt. However, you're stronger, faster, and you've got a shield that you put some extra effort behind and whatnot. And he basically just falls flat on his ass. What do you want to do now? Because essentially, cause we're doing this bit abstract at the moment, so that's like one attack. So you technically have another attack.
I want to try and essentially separate the people from the weapons. If that means destroying the weapons, so be
So
it.
you're going to attempt to disarm?
Yeah.
Alright, go for it.
I don't know how that works.
Just roll another d20, it's another...
But I can't. Well, this is up to you to decide. But technically, I can't wield my great axe and the shield.
Oh no, exactly right.
So the great
you can-
axe is
you
not
do it-
swingable. I might carry it, but I can't swing it.
You've also got hand axes.
Yeah.
I do.
You can
Yeah.
use the shield as a weapon.
Well, that's essentially
Yeah,
what
I'm
I'm doing
assuming
right
you're
now.
using the shield.
Yeah, I am essentially as a weapon.
So you basically knock him on his feet with the shield, and then you basically just try and slap his weapon out of his hand with the shield.
Yeah. So what am I adding to this? My proficiency and my strength?
Yes.
Okay.
That'll do fine, I guess.
20. Modified.
You go, thunk, knock him on the ground. He tries to pull his sword out to swing at you as you do so, and you just flip the shield and go smack into his hand. The sword goes ting, 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 into the side of the wall and then falls in the way.
And the other one, I'm going to threateningly hold the shield up at like, huh!
Alright, roll a intimidate check.
I think I
Ooh.
get advantage on those actually. No,
No.
maybe not.
I do, but I'm at the other
Sorry, it doesn't matter.
Oh, 18 on the dice.
18 on the dice. Alright, that's fine.
Plus 4, 18, 19, 22. I can't maths. Clearly. I can't
The
basic.
two guys with the two crossbows, they just bolt. They go about 20 feet, then go around a corner to the right. The guy on the ground has been
Dismantled.
dismantled.
Disarmed.
Dismembered?
The mantle came off. He's basically just like, alright, you have one. I'll surrender.
Is he eating cheese at the time?
No, he's not eating cheese at the same
Not
time.
a cheese
And he's
eating
not a
surrender monkey?
No, he's not a cheese eating surrender monkey, you racist bastard.
I'm still a little
As he,
bit.
as he drinks his wine.
I'm racist and you're the one putting that accent on.
Amber's still technically in a rage, so she's just like, ah!
Yeah, yeah.
I hurry up to this.
I too will proceed down the stairs.
No, this is not proceedings.
Yeah, you run down to where he is, yeah.
Amber! Stop.
Heal.
Right.
Heal.
Mm-hmm.
I
Someone
would
get
have
real
summoned
low.
a bow.
Summon a boat, yep.
I just realized the shield would have had like prickly pears on it. Like all the arrows.
The bolts, yeah.
Ah, yeah, yeah. A good portion of them just basically bounced off.
He's good shield. He's bounces arrows. He's terrible accent. He's not my accent.
Are there any torches around?
No, this is a dark area. You notice as you kind of like quickly look back, there's the fact that the outside light that was coming through silhouetted you, so maybe you a little bit easier to sort of see and shoot at. But yeah, they weren't really going to hit you all that much. But it is dark down here.
Man on the floor who has my accent, but does not come from southern Cachemire. Who are you and where do you come from? And why are you here?
Why am I here? This is, I told you, the place where we live.
Why do you live underground? Why are you living under this chapel?
It is we not to be found
Not to be found by who?
by people that we don't know want to find us.
That is a very.
Are you not part of the
Obtuse.
Mousillon forces?
No.
Why do you wear the colors?
Ah.
I said, why do you wear the colors?
You can't actually see any color in front of it.
Why are you wearing this sigil? Can I see anything? Hang on. Let me light a torch.
I'll
I think I know what is going on
snap
here.
my fingers and
I know what's going on.
and light a
I'm not
torch as
there.
well, yeah.
Breton resistance.
You would have heard classic Amber Barbarian Rage yell.
Yeah,
You
they've been
sure you
hungry
didn't
for a
read it?
while.
This
It's
guy's
been the
living-
Great Potato Famine.
So if
You underestimate
if
how
have a
much
torch,
Chris
I'll light
does
it
not
for
like going to chapels or churches
What?
or any
Why
place
can't you
of
just
religion.
make light?
Interesting.
I can't actually.
Okay, light my torch. Thank you.
Yes,
I can-
I light a torch.
Oh, you light a torch. Now with the torch light up, you can actually see colours and stuff like that. And the shield that because he's still got the shield, but he just doesn't have his weapon. There's the blue and red.
That's
This,
what I thought.
Exactly what I thought.
That's what I thought too.
I'm just trying to find my notes. Did I give him a name or did I not give him a name?
Duke Antonin's second cousin twice removed.
No, he's not.
Is he turtle?
Jean
I've
de
got a name
Clery.
for him, alright? Stop Jean-Clauding French name.
Jean-Luc Picard.
My dad
Was
has
that
some
actually
more
his
cheese.
character's name?
Yeah.
Jean de Clery.
Jean de Clery.
Please, may I have some
Now
more
you get to know the
cheese?
people for calling me Claire.
Please, please.
He does.
I am
Just call him
Ludwig.
Nathan.
I am Ludovic Penix.
Ludwig?
Ludovic.
Ludwig.
What?
Ludovic.
Ludovic?
Ludovic. Ludovic.
Ludwig?
No, Ludovic.
What is... Oh, okay.
That is my name, you idiot!
And you're from Britain.
Yes.
Lovely.
My friend here, he is... I don't know. Well, he seems to know about Breton, but he's lived all his life in a
he is-
forest.
I'm from Baeliska. We had lots of stories about our neighbours.
Perhaps we should visit your homelands while we are here.
We can avoid mine.
Okay.
Okay.
You are from this Breton thing, and you are not of this Mousillon
They don't want
faction.
me back.
You are also not the enemy that we seek.
It is strange for someone to wear the colours of a defeated army. I'll try to like gauge his response.
Kind of like, looks at you,
Frowns a bit.
frowns a bit, yeah.
You don't soldier.
Where else such is my friend?
Are you some kind of resistance?
No.
Did you want to insight?
Resistance is futile.
We are just,
You will be alienated.
we are holding a flame.
A
So-
flame?
And you are keeping the memory alive.
As much as we are able to.
Do you worship a lady?
Of course.
Who is the lady?
Are you able
It
to
is
do
a
baptisms?
patron, a god, the...
Amber, we are in the church of the Lady of the Lake. I told you.
Sorry, it was just a really fancy building. I didn't understand. I'm sorry.
It is not really worshipping feet.
Oh, it's not.
No. That is these people, what are they called? Mousillon.
That was a joke.
The lady is.
Oh, right. That makes a lot more sense.
There used to be statues of the lady on everything.
Who is the lady?
The
She's
Lady of
Fae.
the Lake.
Faye
Faye.
of the lake.
Like
What
me,
lake?
but different.
I am
She's
like you,
the
but
goddess
different.
that
That's
the
not
people
good
of Breton used to worship.
Oh, why did they stop?
Because Breton was, I was about to say raped.
Pillaged.
Wiped out.
Breton was betrayed by the forces of Mousillon.
So you stopped believing in your god?
No. What makes you think I stopped believing in my god?
I'm very confused.
Is she an idiot?
Yes.
Sometimes.
No, I'm not an idiot. I'm quite intelligent. I went to college. Thank you very much.
She's nice.
Although you have
But
been,
is she,
you have been,
but is she an idiot?
She
you
lacks
have been hit in
wisdom.
the head a lot of times.
Yes, but that's the dangers of being in fights all the time.
I don't get hit in the head a lot.
Well, you
I
also
get
wear this
dropped-
shiny helmet.
I get
That's
dropped
not-
downstairs.
That's
but
because you are 1 foot shorter than her.
Good point. So it's just go.
You get kicked in the face more.
He's on the ground still, yeah?
Yes.
I'm gonna like drop down and get like uncomfortably close to his face and say, "What do you want to achieve being down here?"
Did you not listen?
You know, my friend is.
I mean,
tense.
not a lot. Are you just hiding? Like, is this your life now, just being underground?
Yes.
Don't you miss the sky?
Yeah, it's great.
More importantly, other
may,
than
may I have someone who could speak some intelligence talk to me?
Well,
we can do our best.
Can these two please not talk?
That's
They-
really hurtful.
Amber.
Yes, I don't know.
Amber.
What?
And you, tree man.
His name is Rowan.
Take a few steps back.
Oh, all right then.
See?
And
And
can I
that is
have my
why it is
shield?
hurtful to refer to things as they are not.
But I'm not half tree.
Exactly.
That minotaur was not cow.
Are you sure?
What's the guy doing during this? I just want to know.
You know the best part? He's probably going through his mind, they're idiots. They're fucking morons. I have been defeated by idiots.
I am surrounded by idiots.
I'm just not an idiot.
I don't know
she's
there are
just
many of
an
you
idiot.
that
He has a particular song in his mind. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right, here I am.
Stuck
Stuck on the ground with no shield.
Are there many more of you that are still keeping the flame alive?
There is a few others, yes.
We are not here looking for you, nor do we really wish you any harm, but you shot at us.
Yes.
That was
There
very
is-
rude.
You enter my house!
This is not a home. A
No,
house. A home. House.
No, wait. Here's the story. We picked up a rock, it had a trapdoor under it, and we entered that. It did not say, this is the home of the Flame of Breton, fuck off. It was just a door in the fleur. Not a fleur de lis, that's different.
At the bottom of a temple to the lady, and you decide just to
No,
do
at
loot.
the bottom of a ruin.
Look, I mean,
It
I
is
am.
still the temple of a lady under a cathedral that still stands, is it not? What is usually at the bottom of a cathedral?
Please, we're going about this the wrong way again. Do you want to cause harm to Mousillon for what I have done to Breton?
Of course we do, but we're not stupid. We do not have the power to do such a thing.
Yes, you do.
Why do we have the power?
What
to do
is
such
more powerful than steel is information.
No, you are wrong, my friend.
Hmm?
An ideal is more powerful than steel.
And information needs to be used to solidify any ideal. Mousillon has put plans in place across the world in other countries. They are supporting a sinister plan. We are here to stop that. It would harm Mousillon for us to succeed.
Oh yeah, the druid. Sorry, not you, friend. The other druid.
With your help, we can stop their nefarious deeds from occurring.
Sorry?
Mousillon's druid.
And not casting the spell.
Yes. It's kind of like, so it's really one of those annoying spells. I'm just like, want to actually just put a save on it just to make life easy. But it's ended, but he can't really change his.
Persuasion 21.
And it kind of goes quiet for a little bit. So, what is it that you want to achieve?
We believe that there may be a woman who has come back here after we drove her out of
Gdansk.
Warmia, Gdansk.
Warming is correct. Yes.
She's a druid and an alchemist of some power,
Yes.
and she has this tattoo or infection on her neck. It is quite nasty looking.
We'd perhaps also like to know who she has been
know of such a person. There's quite a lot of people like that in the city. You're gonna have to be a bit more specific.
Could you
Druid
not
alchemy
ask?
people who have things on their neck.
Or just alchemy people.
Would have arrived here in the last couple of months.
I would not know, my friend. We
You do not have friends upon the surface.
of course we do, but such things have not come to under our radar.
Can you ask?
We can keep an eye out and ask around. Yes. I do not know what that will achieve. What am I specifically looking for?
A druid with a like a
I produce the preserved jar of like tattoo from my bag and say, like this.
I thought you were going to say, I produce her smell.
She smells like this. No.
I don't actually remember what she looks like.
Oldish.
Burning and running away is what I remember.
She might have burn marks. She might have burn scars.
Probably not.
This?
I will have to draw it or something along those lines. Describing it is difficult by the sound of things.
I'll do that for him because I've got like a whole bunch of papers. So I'll just like draw the shape for him.
May I get up?
We are fairly confident that if you try anything again, you'll be killed, so...
What he means is, yes, please, stand.
That's a great way to make friends.
He won't kill you this time.
Emil, that's not a very nice thing to say to people. That's not how you make friends.
Knocking
But
people
if
down
they-
with my shield
If
is
they
not how
try
you make
something,
friends.
we are not allowed to kill them. Of course we're allowed to kill
Yes,
them.
but you sound like you're threatening them.
He is.
Oh. Well, why not just say, if you stand and you fight us, we will kill you and...
That's what I said, but I speak more politely. You can threaten someone without insulting them. Did your parents teach you nothing about the world? Were you not given classes on how to insult people?
That's what my axe is for.
No, that's how you injure people.
No, that is how you end people.
Yes.
That's how you end the conversation.
Part of training as a noble is how to insult people.
It's rather peculiar.
It's very useful.
I mean,
It's a
most
great
of
way to
us-
get into duels.
Look, my education
How
was
else do you
very
get fight
thorough,
experience?
just in different
Meanwhile-
fields, apparently.
Then let us
Method acting!
What was that method acting?
You need more base.
So everyone now understands why she actually picked the dwarf, just so she could use it as an excuse, like, oh, I'm doing my character. Then let us head back into the inner chamber of this area and discuss more.
Maybe
There's no point doing it in the dark hallway.
Maybe you would like to call your guards back.
And we will drink to celebrate.
Oh, yes. And I'll pull out there. I have ale.
And then
See,
let us-
she was not lying. She has actually got ale.
Glug, 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 glug.
I cannot help that you rolled badly on your persuasion checks.
I know what.
Persuasion checks.
On our meta
You knew
check.
exactly what I was talking about.
My
Alright.
character did not hear this.
He heads down to the corner where I mentioned and then turns right, which is basically the way you can go. It's only another 20 feet before he gets to a door on the left hand side, and it's pretty much a dead end beyond that.
As we're walking, can Amber ask him something?
God, do you want to ask?
She's gonna turn up next to him like, so tell me about this lady of the lake. Is she, what's she like?
Is she single?
Look, she's really awkward about this, like super awkward.
You do not know the lady of the lake?
No, should I?
You are not from here, I guess not. The lady of the lake is a patron, the person we worship, the entity, whatever you would like to call it. God might not be the correct, appropriate word for it, but on the same level she is. But she is, from the stories that are told from children to children, she is the one who the king had witnessed come out of a lake brandishing the sword. This particular sword is the sword of kingship, and if you own this particular sword, then you are considered a king and the ruler of the Bretons, granted by the Lady of the Lake.
Fascinating.
And it is the Lady of this lake that presented the sword to the current king, well, the old king, I should say, of Breton. And from the king before that, and the king before that, and the king before that.
Most peculiar. Alright.
And it is her that we put our faith into and guide us on our path forward.
Very peculiar. Okay. And she's just like wander off, like trail back, pondering.
But the sword itself has disappeared.
Wait, what happened to it?
The king is dead.
Perhaps we should go back and tell Imperius what is happening.
It's just like,
Hello, McFly! Hello, McFly!
well, he's casting message in the same direction, but they've obviously gone down
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
so
that's
it's not
true, yeah,
working.
Yeah.
Yep, I'll head back.
He's just like barely keeping awake.
It's still
Yeah, Amir.
late afternoon or something.
Yeah, it's late afternoon.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
but
doesn't mean he's not dozing off from boredom.
I'm getting bored, yeah. I'm falling asleep.
He's getting poked by homeless people. Is
There
this alive?
is. We found the people.
Firebolt.
There was a little bit of violence, but nobody died yet.
That's good.
Yes. It seems that Amber is talking about religion, so I thought I should get out of there before anything bad happens.
A wise choice.
We're being. Make sure that there's no other people around. It looks like some of the people here, the remnants of Breton. What is non-traitor? Loyalist. And they are still in the uniforms, and there's a group of them. I'm going to try and recruit them to find this druid for us.
Good choice, yes.
They are taking us in further into the thing. If you are not wanting to come down and join us, perhaps you could arrange accommodation and maybe find Yorlan and the Rayleigh.
I shall do that then. Alright. A task. Wanders off.
No idea where they are.
I am lost.
Not even the slightest clue.
Well, he was
He's
just
just
given
gonna be
open
walking
slugger
around
just to
just
walk
going,
into the
"Message,
first pub and go,
message."
I'm finding accommodation. Give me a beer.
Just gonna look around at different pubs and stuff. Look in shady corners where I assume that really would be.
Fireball to the sky until you get
Because you
attention.
can't quite see because you know he hides us really well, you just throw random things into the corner until he reacts.
Fireball.
Yeah.
Every corner.
And then suddenly you're like, oh, I'm dead. I found him.
You walk into each pub doing finger guns and actually shooting people.
You look like really.
Oh, oops, sorry, no.
Well, he's not really all keyed up with this whole social interaction thing. So
Fire reaches in the city.
Do we
Yeah,
need
you
to get
wander
you to
off.
read Rowan's books?
probably.
How to interact with humans.
He does have books on, like, interacting socially.
How to discuss sports in a pub.
So yes, he's going to go from pub to pub and shady corner to shady corner, trying to find.
You're going for a bit of a travel, have a little look around.
The Idiot's Guide to Trollball League.
Alright, my friends, sit down. You come into.
Apparently, no Blood Bowl in Blood and Gold.
That's too hard to do.
That's fine.
Anyway, let's not get distracted. You guys, those who, because you go back to the top, so the rest of you guys who are there,
So,
opens up a door. It's a pretty simple door, and inside there's more light. There's torches going on, and it looks like kind of like a barracks. So there's a whole heap of bunk beds here,
I see the light.
and you see the other two gentlemen who had crossbows, sort of sitting on various beds. They're a little bit calm now because a bit of time's passed now, and they're kind of like they've got nowhere else to go, so they just like stay here and. But they would have probably had the crossbows pointed at the door, and the door would have been opened up slowly, and the gentleman would have said, "Right, my friends, it is safe." And then they see you come in and jump a little bit because it was all done quite quickly. Then he motioned you to sit down on some seats near a desk at the back.
So you are the leader of this small band.
I am a person who has a couple of underlings. Leader is probably not the best word for it.
Okay, corporal.
Sergeant.
Corporal has a few less than a sergeant.
I am their trainer.
Okay, so your army is quite big.
No?
How many of you are keeping the flame alive?
That's-
Roughly.
I do not know the exact numbers.
But here.
There's 3 of us.
Oh. That's not a very bright flame.
I'd say burn.
It's not burn, it's more like
What my
like
friend wants to
scorch.
say is even an ember can be given life with the correct
Wind.
breath.
They just need match.
I am powerless to do anything about it. I want to slap you so hard.
Just do it anyway.
Why?
You have insulted him and his ideas.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Roll persuasion check.
2.
May I slap you?
Oui, you may slip him.
Slap the horse at him.
He's quite used to it by now.
No, I shouldn't. My initial thought was, what can I get out of him in exchange? No. That would not be advised. He does not mean harm. He's
so
very unfamiliar with your ways. He spent a lot of time alone.
It is not my first time dealing with the weird elves. The Fae who... Well, I will not go into that anymore. That is a long time ago. Long time ago.
So, let's see. What is your plan to grow the flame?
The flame itself is to be kept alive. There's not so much of a plan to get it back out into the open again. Until such things occur to put things in our favor, we shall do something, but at this present moment in time, it is about surviving and making sure everything is going okay.
So if Mousillon was to be thwarted and Breton was to rise again, could we get knighthoods?
You would have to find the
Mercenaries.
Hmm?
Mercenaries.
You would have to find the sword first. There would have to be a king to put knights.
He is correct. There would have to be a king.
But
so
then the
would have to
lady
be
of the
found.
lake needs to give it to.
The lady
King?
of the lake, her arm clad in the purest shimmering samite, held forth Excalibur, blah blah blah.
Wow, you're really knowledgeable of religions.
It is part of my job.
Right, that's a bit.
I did what you're doing. It got boring after about 50 years.
Doing what?
Hiding.
Well, if I'm hiding for 50 years, then I will be dead.
Yeah. Bless him.
I'm gonna pull Rowan aside.
Before I slap him,
I need to
friend,
imbue something
You've been
with
working
silence
on
and
your
just put
social
it on
skills,
him.
haven't you?
With a very small number of people.
Ah, maybe
It
you
wasn't a big ship.
That is true. That is true. But did you not?
this is why we kept him away from the crew, so he didn't end up murdered.
Murdered it.
He's murdered.
You need to be considerate of the words that you say, because sometimes people don't like them.
I have noticed that.
Yes.
Just stick with hello.
Maybe.
Okay.
No, just hello.
Hello.
Much better.
Tim, remember Signochka?
Signochka. Hello.
Hello.
Good. bad.
You're doing really well, Rowan. You're learning very much.
Hello.
But one thing... But you need to work on trying not to insult people by accident.
Is he a child?
Have I insulted you by accident?
Yes, you have.
Oops.
A word of advice. If you are going to insult someone, do it deliberately and proudly.
You smell!
No, Rowan, no! Not to friends! Not to allies!
Unfortunately, in this
No,
instance,
he
it's
said
quite
proudly.
bad. There is a definite urge.
Smell. There is hope for you yet.
There's a definite odor down here in the
Actually, Amber would probably be pissing herself laughing.
Yeah, you
Yeah, she would.
We are all pissing ourselves laughing.
Please. Perhaps some of the ale would.
You just like take it out of my hands.
This is not wine!
No, it's ale!
The fourth finest dwarven ale.
Fourth. No. But thank you very much anyway.
Perhaps your men would not be as choosy.
Oh, yeah, they'll have some.
I mean, I have finer barrels, but this is my one that I drink all the time. What's wrong with it?
It is not wine!
Wine is nasty. Why would you want wine?
Wine is-
ale is, of course.
Wine is life.
Wine
No.
is left.
Oh,
It
yes.
is a state of mind.
My friend, that seems concerning. I might suggest you get that checked out.
What?
His excessive whining.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I do not whine, I whine.
How did I get anything done?
Oh, can't say that joke. Can't say that joke. Can't say that joke.
Let us move forward.
The lady of the
You
lake.
want,
It is a lake of wine, not a lake
You
of
want us
salt.
to have a look for this particular symbol. Is essentially what you want. Or a tool
Oui.
with some black thing.
And there
Oh,
is
what-
probably going to be other assistance that
It
we
was
could use.
rather
from time to
infectious,
time.
wasn't it? And
We are not sure.
didn't
Look.
it like
It is like this.
What was
If-
the name of the thing?
Of
The god creature.
Xenophax.
Xenophax. A cult of Xenophax. Xenophax. Xenophax.
Xenofeld.
Xenophax.
Okay, there's this goat of Xenophon. Anyway, look, it is. If you help us find her, we will help you change the city in a more positive way for yourselves.
Roll persuasion. I'll do it with advantage.
2 or 17, which becomes what's that?
I'm gonna like nudge
Significant 20.
Emil. How are we gonna do that?
Yeah, it's quite simple.
Okay.
I'm gonna fill the streets with plants.
We find the palace, we get Imperius to get a scroll of dimension door, we go in and we kill everyone and come out.
Ah.
Don't waste that.
I mean, I like to kill things,
Alright.
but usually things that
That's-
attack
it's
me.
weird.
I cannot
Better plan than
guarantee
that.
anything. We have not had any particular things, and our movement is limited in the city.
Where
Are
these
you
colors,
known by
I'm not
sight?
surprised.
No, we are not known by sight, but we don't want to draw attention to ourselves too much.
Very well. I will buy clothing for the three of you. You will be my retainers. I will feed you. You will get wine. And you'll be able to move around perfectly like we can.
We can move around the city as much as we want, and we have it
I
under
thought you said
control.
yeah, okay.
It is more of a case of we avoid it as much as we can. The more we are exposed out there, the more likely the risk of being caught is high.
Just to smear some dirt on your faces, you would look like everybody else.
It is not that simple, my friend. Do an insight check.
Less than 10? 7?
It is not that simple. It is a case of we just don't want to expose ourselves too much.
If you were to see the Mousillon dogs that came in here and took over your lands, would you attack them and kill them?
No, that is stupid. Play this smart. We do not have the forces. Most of them have been routed. We don't even know where they are. If you want to help, if you genuinely want to help, then find the others and tell us.
Do you have some sign that you use? Some mark on the door?
No.
Fancy dents?
No.
I don't know how these people communicate.
Instead of Marco Polo, you just call out, Lady of the Lake. You find him in the dark. You just walk around making a joke about the Duke and someone will yell out, too soon.
If you want to help us, and you genuinely want to help us, as people who want to help, and not mercenaries, then come by later on this evening.
You would question what weapon you have in your hand if you are fighting for your life? What sort of warrior are you? We offer you a weapon to use.
My
You
friend,
care who made it?
I think he means there will be more people here later.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I also question the weapon. It's very important to have a you know.
If you have no others, you will use whatever weapon is in your hands.
Like
no.
a shield.
Would you sit and wait in the dark and not...
No,
Achieve anything?
you mistook exactly what I said, my friend.
I always have my axe with me, though.
I do not need you, per se, but if you are willing to help, I will welcome it.
In other words, he's
But
quite happy to sit
already
here in the dark
come
for
to
50
the-
years and die, waiting. But if we're willing to help, out of the goodness of
It
our
was
hearts,
delined about if we there as mercenaries.
You came into this conversation looking to get something out of it in the first place. And you do not look like you belong to anything in particular. You have a dwarf from some mountain, someone from the 9 deserts, if I'm not mistaken, a druid who has not even seen the city for quite some time, except for maybe recently. Warrior of some type,
I'm a
half.
paladin, thank you very much.
Apparently, he's a holy man.
And I do not know who else you may have around.
Oh, it gets stranger from there.
There's even a
That
human.
does not surprise me at all.
There is even a human that is very strange. Oh wait, you are
You are very well known as people who would just do things for money and not care about anything beyond that.
Most of the things we do for money is we fight in the arena. Have you heard?
Of the Scourge, yes.
Don't say
I
the
was
Scourge of
going
that
to
place.
introduce you, but I didn't.
We have a very powerful
As I
friend.
said, my friends, if you genuinely want to help, come by this evening around about 8 p.m.
Okay, let's leave.
We will be back and we will have wine.
What did I say? Only hello.
But Antoine, he's not going to learn anything if all he says is one word.
Oh yes, he will. He can listen instead of talking with his mouth all the time.
You two, at the very end of all this night, get to that location you were given where the druid is, and it's an empty hole.
Literally?
Really? Alright. Is the door locked?
Yes.
I'm gonna pick it. How many people are around?
Yeah, that's a few. So still mid to late afternoon.
We will be murdering some.
I stand in the way. So
Pick away.
Okay. And sleight of hand to do it surreptitiously? Or?
That's fine.
What time are we?
Oh, motherfucker.
I'm
I'm
just-
going to use human determination because that was in that one.
Okay.
2. But sleight of hand bonus of 10. So 12.
Alright, roll to pick your lock.
At least it's not in that one.
3.
You're working your way up.
In
You
17
roll the one,
attempts, you'll get
then
it.
you roll the 2, then you roll the 3. Alright, you're special. I mean, yeah.
He punches the lock open.
You do an amber, but it
At least
doesn't quite work.
At least I didn't snap my pits.
You're looking around, you're like looking to your left, looking to your right, all that kind of stuff. You look to your right again, and you see two soldiers, Mousillon soldiers, and they're looking at you and looking at you. And they start walking your direction.
I'd sort of like give him a quick kick with the back of my foot.
Or your tail if you have one. Should you have a tail?
Yes.
Yes.
Tail slap. Baby tail slap.
I make a coughing noise.
Bonjour.
I'm making a coughing noise. and
What
leaning
is it that you are doing here?
Yeah. But I'm not answering, I'm just making a coughing noise and leaning against the door pretending to be sick.
Roll a deception roll.
Ah, there we go, something useful.
I was gonna say
17 minus 2, so it's a 15.
He is sick. Send him on his way. We do not want him in this part of town.
Okay. I grab him by the back of the collar and I just drag him along.
As I'm passing by them, do they have any keys on them or anything like that?
No.
Okay, I'll let it go.
You missed a golden opportunity. Is it? I heard there was an alchemist that lived here. That's why I was trying to get medicine.
Too late now.
It's too late. The moment we round the corner, I'm going to be like, let's go through the back way. So, is there another alley that goes around?
Yeah, there's another alley. Go to the back.
Alright, let's take that way.
Yep, you go to the back alleyway.
This
yep.
time I'm in full stealth,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
doing it properly.
And I'll just stay like a couple of houses away and just keep an eye out.
Yep.
But I'm not.
You get to the back door. We'll fast forward this part. You pick it eventually. There's no one else around that's going to hassle you too much.
Slip it in.
And you slip in. And
Wasn't this the reason why everything went to shit last time?
No.
No. You tried throwing a smoke
Wasn't
bomb
this the
through
exact
the window.
scenario which led to part of the town trying to be burnt down?
No.
By them?
I'm going to take a look around.
Yep. You open up the back door. You do it quietly because that's what you do. Open up the door ever so quietly. Tiny bit of a creak, but you mean to sort of just slow it down as you pull the door open. You slip in. It's dark. You slip in. Close the door behind you. And then the light that is coming in through the slats or some of the wood that's broken and split a little bit, and let the light, your eyes adjust to the light, so you can see a little bit. You see the room that you're in currently, and there's another door to another part of the building, but this room is mostly empty. There's no real furniture or anything like that. However, you do see two people sleeping, or at least lying down on the ground with blankets over the top of themselves.
Do I recognise them?
They're two people with blankets over them.
Is there scarring on their necks?
There's two people with blankets over them,
Oh, over the whole body.
mostly.
Right.
All you can see is like
Maybe the face.
Yeah, maybe the face. Is
Okay.
that
So there's a room off to the side.
there's a door into the rest of the building.
Okay. So I'm going to slowly sneak over to one of them and try and look at their neck without touching it. To get an angle.
Kind of like.
I think he actually fell asleep.
A plus impression sleep.
Okay. What have I got?
Like you stab them, that'll stop them snoring.
Do any of the people in the room have sleep apnea?
The other one's got a machine going.
CPAP machine.
Can I size them up? See how strong they are? Like, just by looking at them, roughly determining if they've got a build of a warrior or...
It's hard to tell with the blanket over them.
Okay.
You think you probably get 12 gold worth of meat at the open market?
Is there items around the
Suddenly the door opens up and Sweeney told him.
Is
You want
there-
some pies?
Is there any, like, belongings around that might tell me who they are?
As you kind of like got a bit closer and have a bit of a look, you notice that the blankets that they're using are not clean, quite dirty. And as you get closer, you can smell them. And they're obviously homeless people who are just basically taking over this particular part of the house and sleeping.
Okay. Recognizing that they're homeless, then I just relax and I'm not going to give a shit. And I'm just going to go over to the other door and open it.
Yep. You open up the other door. You still do it quietly because that's what you do. And opens up into the main front area. which goes to the door you tried to open before to the front of the street.
Yep.
It's a bigger room. It's definitely got shelving in here, but it's empty. And there is a table here, and there's like 4 more people in here. One of them is actually sitting up in his location. Bed is probably a bad word for it. He's just basically just lying on the ground. But he's got a blanket wrapped around him, and he's just looking at something in his hand. Roll me a stealth roll.
13.
And he's kind of like looking at whatever he's looking at and picking at something, but doesn't notice you.
What is it he's looking at?
You don't know. It's just it's in his hand. Yeah, like that.
He's here, you're over there. Can you see through his hands?
Look for the reflection in his eyeball.
I wonder if
I didn't know if he was.
Suddenly you see this soul's... No.
I don't know if he was cupping his hands or holding a book like this.
No,
or...
it's something small. You don't quite see. You can't quite see what it is.
Okay.
maybe it's
It's a kitten.
or a gold piece.
No, it's a good
I'm
piece.
actually just gonna sleight of hand a dagger into my sleeve, and with my other hand, shake a pouch of coins and go, "Excuse me."
One of the others, that guy as well, just immediately goes and looks in your direction. Another one who's under a blanket pulls the blanket a bit down and looks your way.
I've got some coins if you would help me with an investigation.
The guy who's still in his bed kind of like, "You alright?" As the other guy goes, "Yeah, right."
I'm just going to sit
As long as you give me a
cross-legged.
dowry.
As long as you give me dowry, mate.
Alright. I'm going to sit cross-legged on the floor, just non-threateningly, and...
Hey, Ralphie, give me a lighter.
I spoke to some other beggars near the church. I was looking for an alchemist, and they directed me to this house.
Why don't you go to an alchemist shop?
Well, it was a particular one I was looking for, a druid. A female druid with scarring on her neck would have arrived about a month ago. They said she might be around here.
No, it would have been like 3 months ago.
3 months ago, then.
Why do these people think we're like tourist guides or something like that? No idea what you're talking about.
May I have a quick look around the place?
I
I'll
give a
pay you
fuck.
for my time.
Sure, whatever.
I'm going to do an investigation
Do an
around
investigator roll.
for hidden things.
Just do an investigator roll.
Like a rock on top of it.
13.
I didn't know it was on
No.
top of a trap door or a patch.
You start looking around and looking through shelves and
It was
everything else that's in the area,
of a flame.
and you find amongst a pile of refuse in one of the corners a pair of tongs, old tongs, but a pair of tongs nonetheless.
Just a pair of tongs.
A bit rusted.
I'm gonna pick them up. Do they look like they've got any discerning markings or anything that...
Pair of metal tongs that are rusted.
What could they have been used for?
Shearing sheep. No, not tongs.
I'd like to see this.
Shears, perhaps?
That's what I was thinking. Shears do that. Yes. The tongs themselves could be
Used for tonging things.
tongs.
Are they,
These particular ones.
are they chef's
That's
tongs?
confusing.
Or are
No,
they
no, it's got, like
butcher's tongs?
Or
Or blacksmith's
thonging
tongs?
more
Or-
blacksmith tongs.
So they're
That's
more
what I'm
for
trying to get to.
picking up hot objects.
Yes.
Or holding a flask while you pour acid in.
Uh-oh. I kicked the camera stand.
Oh,
I'm
that's
just
a
gonna
delay, but that
sigh
one's
softly and
Okay.
just turn to the guy and go, "No, sorry, it's not what I'm looking
It's
for."
fine for now. Do not cheat it.
It's an accident.
I'm gonna drop a couple of pass him a couple of gold coins, and
Just to that guy you were talking to.
Oh, well, okay, one to each of them
Fuck.
who are away.
We did have another shanking.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
Tell
I'll-
you.
Well, I'm gonna go like.
I know.
Just
I
leave
know.
a little- Just leave a little
I
pile
know
on
you
the
do.
floor. Just leave a little
Fine,
pile.
I'll chuck him 2 gold coins.
Alright, and you leave?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, don't leave. I'll just start talking to them. Same explanation to the previous guys. If you see druid lady with scarring on her
Yep,
neck,
yep,
or
yep,
anyone with scarring on their neck that mimics that pattern, the cult of Xanafet, all of that sort
All
of
that
stuff.
stuff. Yep.
Yeah.
Alright.
It's going to be great because the cult's going to find us.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. it shortcuts the plot. It's action movie logic.
Hey, we're looking for these people. Yeah, those ones, like that.
No.
The
See,
ones that are ambushing us, yes, them.
Yeah.
You don't get it. My plan is to get all the beggars in town searching for them, and then they will go nuts trying to hunt down who's doing it, and then I'm going to slip away silently into the shadows and wait for you guys to come along and spring the trap. That's the plan, at least.
That's the plan.
I'm probably going to
Are
get
you
fucked
doing
up.
anything else while you're here?
I got to go.
Yeah,
So-
that's what I'm trying to get at here.
Yes, but I don't have time, so
Okay.
I'll keep going next time.
I follow him. Like, I see him gone in, and he's taking a while. I follow him.
Okay. I think we'll leave it there. At least with you two anyway, and I think you guys
Sorry.
are pretty
Yeah,
good.
it's
You've
intense,
moved
so-
on. Yeah. So you guys are now we'll finish up the night. You guys heading back towards
We don't know.
to attack the Blueberry Recruiter?
We don't know. We're waiting for him
I'd
to let
prefer
us
to
know.
find a
He was
better logic.
finding us a bit of one.
Yeah.
I'm looking around.
We haven't heard back.
We didn't really establish a way to come back.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Also, I'm just picturing.
I'll see you guys.
What one did you find? Well, it's not really a pub. It's more like a library with an open bottle of wine in the corner.
Alright, so we'll leave it off. You guys have basically finished off with this guys and are going for another wander. You're already going for a wander, and you guys are in this particular building.
And I'm thinking of ways to destabilise the government.
Alright, cool.
Of course you are.
Thank you
Think
all
big.
those who have been watching Sunday nights with us and enjoying our little shenanigans and stupid jokes.
Our
Thank
jokes
you.
are not stupid. They're hilarious.
They're very punny.
Very punny, yes.
It's a punishment.
Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for joining us on this little adventure of ours.
I am so sorry.
I know, my friend. It is towards the end of the night, and you have missed
Aw.
it. Just the stream gets recorded here, so if you just want to rewatch it again, you can without too much of a drama.
Yeah.
It's up for like
should
2 weeks on Twitch, but we also do output to YouTube as well. So
Yes, there should be a recording on YouTube.
Now that we're affiliated, it may stay up for longer. I can't remember.
that's a good point. I'm not sure. We are going to get to a process of actually start editing all of the videos that we
Yeah.
produce.
It's just a
Get
bit of
rid
a
of
slow
the-
process.
Yeah, get rid of the dead air in some cases and a bit
Bad-
more
bad
refined
stuff.
and reload them up. But if you're not caring about that type of stuff, then yeah, the footage should be there. Unfortunately, because we've had to redo the phone and connection, there's probably a couple of videos up there of nothing.
Sorry.
Really short ones. It's not your fault.
It feels like it sometimes.
I feel like we need to make a
Yeah, we're in Melbourne, yeah.
a Mick pun reel.
I mean, like we could.
Yeah.
And the half-time jokes.
It's
Yeah.
like, depending on where you're from, it's like 10 p.m. now.
It's nice.
We're
Who's asking that?
1-5's on the chat.
we're a +10 time zone, but we're in
We're
daylight
we're
savings.
technically
We're
plus 11
plus
at the
11
moment.
at the moment.
UTC plus 11 currently.
Yeah.
We're out.
Cool.
We're out. Thank you very much. And
Catch everyone next week.
catch you all
Thanks
next
for
week, hopefully.
being there for
Bye.
us. We love you.
Bye bye. Cheese.